Hello and welcome to a Flowcat stream. I just got out of the shower. We have... Hold on, let me get my stuff popped up here. We have Big Red. We have Dante. We have Ash Noodles and Mage. And Zaz. Zaz, welcome. You're so early. I'm so proud of you. So welcome, everybody. Welcome. I'm having a good day today because I had an idea. Also, I need more light. Oh, I gave the cats dinner, and I know, right? I gave the cats dinner, and Sir was like staring out the window, and he just like wouldn't. Oh man, I like cut myself shaving, and he wouldn't come get his food. I was like, Sir, what are you doing? And I go out and I look outside, and there's just a deer. There's just a deer chilling there, just like staring at my cat. So he was distracted. He didn't have a hunger. But yes, welcome everybody. Yeah, I'm having a great day because I had an idea. And I wanted to share that idea with you all. But before we get started here, we'll wait a little bit because I want people to pop in, have time to pop in before we get into the nitty and gritty of it. But we can go into the basics of it. Man, this is really bugging me. Anyway, like a little scab. You all know that I've been very confused and very conflicted on what to do lately. I've been very unsure of a direction for my channel. I went to variety content. Hello, Nat. I came back from variety content to do Genshin stuff, and at this point, I was most concerned about consistency because I've always been kind of inconsistent with my videos. And I have been consistent with my videos the past few weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. I've been putting out videos, and I've sacrificed I sacrificed the quality and the content. Like, I just sort of was like, I just need to put out a video every week. I didn't feel very inspired, and I didn't feel like those videos were very good, to be honest. Like the past month or so, if you know, I'm sure you guys have noticed, I put a lot less effort into my content, and I didn't feel good making it. Like, I felt good being consistent, but that's more like a cope than like an actual really good thing. Like, I feel like it's sort of like, oh, but at least I'm consistent even though no one's watching the video. And like, I just sort of realized, like, it's the same problem that I've had for a long time. I gotta find the thing that I can do. Like, if you want to be a content creator, you have to find the thing that you can bring to the table. Like, what can I do that will you know, make me feel good to make it, but also like something that's worth making. I don't want to just make random BS videos. Like, I know that I can do that and I might be able to grow doing that, but I want my videos to feel important in some way to me, or like meaningful in some way to me. And maybe that's just a me issue, but I had an idea, and I think that this idea has probably the best shot of working out of any idea I've ever had in my entire life. Not really, but I'm in a mindset where like this has got to work. Okay, as you may have be aware, I'm buying a house. All right, and yes, also Dante, it is so good to see you. I hope that you are doing well. After I move, doing the home buying process is eating into my savings like a lot. Like, I'm not gonna be home broke. Like, I'm not gonna be completely broke, but I'm gonna be in a financial situation that is pretty different than what I'm in right now. I'm gonna have to either get my poop together. I should probably say hello to Ayin. I either have to get my poop together and make YouTube work. Like, I need to either go full-time here or get a job after I move. I have to give myself that ultimatum that if I don't see significant growth and I can't get my channel moving, like, I'm at the point where I could have gone maybe another 2 years, 3 years if I didn't buy a house or whatever. But I wanted to, and I think it's worth eating into my savings a little bit. It's going to put me in a financial situation where I want to start growing my wealth again. I don't want to, you know, go super broke or whatever. Oh, Kamikaze. I was This is so weird to say to people. I was thinking about you the other day. I started playing Lost Ark a little bit again. And I was like, I wonder how Kamikaze's doing. I haven't seen you in a while. It's so good to see you. I've been thinking about checking out Diablo. I've been thinking about it. It would be my first Diablo game, and I mean, it's gotten great reviews. And as far as I can tell, it has a lot of content and everything. I don't know. Thinking about Puerto Rico beaches. Yes, that too also. I have been thinking about that too. But yes, I'm thinking about it. I'm kind of tempted to see if it goes on. Now it'll probably be a few months until it goes on sale. Let's be honest. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see about that. I might have to wait on that one until after the move because I have so much going on right now. Like I like if I had to make a weekly video this week, it would be a struggle. Because I haven't even played video games this week. Like I've barely played video games this week. And so like, if I just try to make like what I did in Genshin this week video, it would be like, I ran that boss a few times and did some dailies. I also bought D4 standard, but just gonna go easy on it. Nice. Yeah, isn't the official release, like the early access was 2 days ago, I think. And what's the official release for it? Is that the 6th or the 9th? Can't remember. July 1st. Yeah. So after I move and everything, what version is Genshin? 3.7, right? Isn't it 3.7? No, we're on 3.6. 3.7 or 3.6. That's one of those. Official release coming up this Tuesday. Okay, so the 6th, yes. My potential move out date, like the house moving thing, is like the end of this month. So I'm gonna be super busy until then, but I'm looking forward to possibly trying a new game. 0.7. Okay, thank you. I knew it was one of those. Man, we are plowing through these Sumeru patches. I feel like every gosh, it's kind of crazy how fast it's going. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the nitty-gritty of what I'm planning to do, give you guys an idea of what I'm planning to do. A long time ago, I made some lore videos. I made like two lore videos where I covered Rosaria's backstory and Fischl's backstory. And you have your Genshin account abandoned. Oh, hey, that's totally fine. Not everyone's gonna stick with it all the way through, and there's no problem with that. Everyone, as long as you enjoyed your experience with it, and as long as you're still happy as a gamer. I think too many people nowadays, and it's not our fault. I'm gonna preface this by saying it's not our fault. Game companies with all this FOMO, all these live service games, all these weeklies, all these dailies, all these battle passes, all these things, they've trained us to feel like gaming is our job. Like they've trained us to feel like your game is your job and you gotta play every day, or you're not dedicated enough, or you gotta be committed. This isn't a marriage. You know what I mean? Like gaming isn't like getting married or anything like that. Like you're allowed to be non-committal. You're allowed to just like pick up a game and then put it back down and not feel about that. And you're allowed to still cherish the memories. Exactly. You're allowed to have a special place in your heart for the characters that you enjoyed, the memories that you have with the game. And maybe you'll come back in 3 years when the game is done, play through the story once, have that closure, or maybe you won't. And that's totally your choice. And you don't need to feel like you should do either thing because it's your choice. King Flames, you've been enjoying Monster Hunter Rise? You tried the Twin Blades? Nice. I've never been able to get into the dual blades in Monster Hunter, but they do look fun. I really enjoy the backstory stuff. Maybe you can mark it as skip the dialogue. Character's backstory. Oh, okay. Yes, I will get into the thing that I was gonna talk about. So originally when I did those lore videos, I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. I actually really liked making those videos and it was fun. But I will admit that they were a bit basic. Like they were a bit just sort of, it was just me kind of going through the character profiles and sort of talking about their sort of story in general. And I think I can do better than that. And I think I can do better than that by taking it a layer deeper. And now I had this epiphany earlier while talking to my partner and my roommate. And it's sort of like, I studied philosophy, and I'm very, very passionate about that. And I feel like if I make content that involves my passions, I'll, number one, enjoy it more, but I'll be like more passionate about it, and I will probably create better content just inherently because it'll be something I care about, and people will probably like it better anyway. So what I'm thinking of doing is making videos that are like the life and philosophy of blank. So it'll be covering the backstory of the characters, but as well, I'm going to put a heavy emphasis on how they view life, their personal philosophy on life, and how that ties in to real world philosophy. Because actually, one thing that I feel like is really nuanced and not appreciated in Genshin is that, like, each character has a pretty carefully written backstory, and all of them have a unique set of circumstances as well as a unique view on life. And like, you can see this like as simple as Kaveh and Alhaitham. They are so different, and they view life so differently, but yet they coexist in the same world. And I've always loved studying those differences of opinion, differences of perspective, and I'm, you know, it's why I studied philosophy in the first place. This is something I feel like it gets shoved under the rug a lot because people just talk about it like it's just their personality, like it's just, you know, just the character's personality. But yeah, it's more than that. Exactly, Mage. It's like psychology. It's like the character's, you know, personal philosophy, psychology, ethics, morality, all of that stuff will tie in. So I think that would be a really, really good way for me to move forward, because it won't be entirely just lore. Like, it won't just be a lore dump. It'll be me going over with my own personal opinions and flair what they how they think and what they mean, and you know, all that stuff. It's just, yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it would be a great thing. Let me see what you guys are saying. Count Saki, did I say hello to you? I think I did. I want to play Zelda but have to wait for PC port. You don't like emulators? Oh, I feel that. Yeah, it's a problem. Like, I had to buy a Switch to play Breath of the Wild, and I'm still bitter about that because it's just like, it's just kind of crappy to force people to buy an entire console just because they want like one game. I don't play Genshin or Monster Hunter, but always support you. You are a friend and I like your oh, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That sounds very interesting. Hey, Cece. Actually, if you have played Star Rail, I think the characters are even closer to our real life. I do think that the characters in Star Rail are more mature, and I think that the themes are a little, I don't want to say more down to earth, but like, I do think that the characters in Star Rail kind of feel a little more relatable. They feel a little less fake. Not fake. I don't want to say fake. It's just the characters in Genshin feel like a video game character. You know what I mean? But that's not always necessarily a super bad thing. Like, it is a video game. Character lore is what I love about Genshin. All the characters have great stories. They do. And there's a lot of things that I think that people don't appreciate that I think I can go over that might broaden people's appreciation. And then another thing is just quite simply, there's a lot of characters in the game, and everyone has a favorite character. And it'll have, I think, broad appeal, because if I make a character video, anyone who likes that character is going to watch it. And then maybe they watch the other ones too. You know what I mean? Maybe they watch my streams after or something. It sounds so interesting. I would definitely like this series, like Skara and Nihilism. Yeah, exactly. Because Skara actually has a really interesting development, in the sense that he progresses from nihilism to existentialism, which is the actual historical progression of philosophy. In philosophy, nihilism came first. So nihilism was extremely popular, and it started to take hold of the philosophical world. And then all of a sudden, existentialists came along and had the first real response to nihilism. Before existentialism, nihilism was sort of like an undefeatable philosophical argument that nothing had meaning. But the basics of existentialism is basically that, yes, life has no inherent meaning, but we are able to create that meaning ourselves. We're able to, you know, be meaning making machines. We are value. We're beings that create value propositions. And even if the value may not be inherent within reality itself, that doesn't mean that the meaning doesn't exist. It's not objective, it's subjective, but that's okay. No, says Simple Scorn in disagreement. I don't play Genshin anymore, but always watch Flowcat and all article. Oh, thank you so much. It sounds oh, I already read that. It's like they're stuck in a time period. Yeah, a little bit. It's just the style of writing. There's a clear difference in the style of writing between Star Rail and Genshin. And, I think Genshin is maybe meant to appeal to a little bit of a younger audience, which is okay. I need to touch grass. Okay. Yeah. You wanna argue with me about philosophy? I love debate because I went to school for it. So, I mean, if you have a disagreement, you're more than welcome to air it here. But just insulting people is a logical fallacy. So you're already losing. You're already losing by just insulting someone right off the bat. That's the thing I've always found really interesting about the internet nowadays. People tend to view debate like you disagree and then you insult the person, or you belittle them, or you try to flex really hard, or you do something like that. And that's how you win an argument. And that is so ridiculous. You didn't offer an argument. You just said no 3 times and then told me to touch grass. Like, do you have any emotional intelligence? Have you touched grass before? You don't seem to know how to read a room, my friend, or how to engage with humans in a proper fashion. Okay, let me see. I'd love to see what you come up with for Ito. Ito would be a really fun one because, even people that don't think a lot about their lives or people that don't have deep philosophies still have philosophies. So that is an interesting thing. Let's see here. I wonder if I don't get people that come in. No one pops into my YouTube chat and is just like poopy about it. Like, it's always Twitch. Do you really have no other side jobs as making money? Because I don't think you would be able to afford a house in Canada from creating content. Oh, I don't live in Canada. I don't know why you think I live in Canada. I live in the States and I'm almost 30. And so I worked some pretty intense jobs in my early 20s, saved up some money, and I don't spend a lot of money. Like, my cost of living isn't very high because I don't like buy a lot of stuff. I don't do a lot of stuff. I live a pretty simple life, so I don't spend a lot of money, but the savings that I do have will be decimated entirely by buying a house. Not entirely, but very much so, yes. People who say you need to touch grass need to touch it themselves. Yeah, it's projection. A lot of people, when they don't know someone at all and they pop in and they make an accusation like that, like this Simple Scorn person, they watched probably 5 minutes of content and then decided that I needed to touch grass, even though I literally said in this stream that I've not been gaming like this entire week. I didn't play video games at all because I've been buying a house, like working on buying a house. Okay. Anyway, you're just saying the facts. I guess buying a house in the States would be cheaper. It is cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. I understand. Like in Europe, Canada, a lot of other places, the housing market is a lot more prohibitively expensive. And I also did discuss it sort of in my last stream, but I'm also fortunate enough that like I don't need the income because my partner has a lot of really decent income. So with the money that I've saved plus the income of my partner, we can afford it. His cats get more money in food than cat food is actually kind of expensive. So I see this psychological analysis of characters very interesting. Yes. Also, Shane, hello. I'm sorry if I didn't say hello to you. Walrus would know. Good luck, man. Thank you. Oh yeah, Walrus does live in the Canadias, doesn't he? I know that a lot of people in Europe rent. There's not, like, European houses are like in the millions of euros, which is insane. I don't know how you would even get that much money. I don't you'd have to be like 70, like you're about to die, and you're just like, I'll buy a house now, thanks. It's not funny, I'm sorry. Something about Vancouver. I don't know. I don't remember where he said he lives. Animal food is nothing. A visit to the veterinarian is pretty, well, yeah, no, vets are definitely really expensive. But I'm here to remind people to like the stream. Also, people who insult content creators are really funny because they're like not forced to watch. Yeah. No, I think in some people, you know, it's obvious that they're trolling. Like there are some people where they pop in and they just want to trigger you to like make you mad, because they think it's funny or something like that, which is like, that's fine. When do you plan to push these videos out? Would they be released after your move? So I don't know how. The issue is that these are going to take a lot of work. I have to script these videos. I can't just go off the top of my head, because even though I understand a lot of philosophy and I've studied a lot of it, you know, I mean, it's a lot of information, and I have to do the whole research phase. I have to get sources together. I have to research, sources, and script writing. I have to write the script. So I've worked out an outline already, and based on the outline, it looks like I'm gonna have the exposition and the intro, and then we're gonna go, it's gonna be in 3 steps. I'm gonna do the backstory exposition, which is sort of just the beginning of the backstory, setting it up, including how they initially viewed life, like what their initial philosophy was on life, and then developing backstory as well as developing views. So sort of as I explain the backstory, I'll be explaining how they progressed their views on the world, and then after we finish the backstory, I will have a final views. This is also none of this is final. This is just a potential script outline. But after the backstory and that little bit of just sort of like building it up, I'll have a final views section where it'll go over their current views on life, as well as like wrapping up their backstory and discussing you know, how that connects to the real world, other real life philosophies that influence or that may have influenced the creation of the character, or blah 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 blah. And then after that, I was thinking of adding an extras section, like, so a section for like some voice lines. Maybe there are other characters that have voice lines about that character that are pretty informative, or maybe that character has particular influences that I can like source or reference. And then there's personal items, like if they have anything, like a lot of them have that extra story in their character profile, which is like a personal item or something. And then event content, which is like some characters, you know, obviously have events that they've gone through where they've progressed their backstory, their character development, all that stuff. Yeah. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take to make these. I'm not going to lie. I think it's going to be... It really depends. I see, once I do the first one, I think I'll have a better idea. Because right now, I just having not gone through it from start to finish, I feel like I'm guessing. A is your favorite character. The story is part of the reason why I love her. She's a lot of my favorite. She is like a lot of my favorite anime characters, like Boa Hancock from One Piece, or 02 from Darling in the Franxx. Yeah. No, I understand that totally. Also, maybe have like, as long as it's not too much work, have a few chill farming vids. I know it's not really you, but just to be consistent for the algorithm, like farm with me, you don't even need to have audio. See, I don't know if that really matters. I think consistency depends on your content. So I've seen some content creators where their entire channel is based on sort of like this, like there, I don't want to name names. There are certain content creators that release daily content because the content they release really isn't about anything. It's more about just spending time with that content creator. And I'm sure you know the kind of content creators I'm talking about, where it's not really like their content is sort of just a vehicle for them to have an excuse to post. Does that make sense? For me, I've tried that, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I think that I can be very interesting, but in the videos that I've posted in the past 3 weeks, I would be shocked if any of you told me that you enjoyed watching them. Like genuinely thought that they were worth your time, genuinely like enjoyed watching me, or not even watch, just like the videos that I put out in the past month have felt very cheap, very kind of worthless and pointless, and no one's watching them. So if I do put out videos like that, I don't even think it'll be good for the algorithm, because no one's gonna watch them. Like I'll just be honest with you, if I put out a video that's just a super crappy, just me running around killing enemies, I don't think anyone's gonna watch it. And I don't blame people for that. Like I don't want people to have to like watch something they don't want to watch just to like feed an algorithm for me. Like that's you know, so I think doing the content based around philosophy will be interesting enough that it won't matter if it's super consistent. Like once I get an idea of how fast I can put them out, then yeah, I can start to like make it consistent in the sense of that like I can make it predictable. I think that yeah, because that's what I've been doing the past 3 weeks. I've just been putting out content for the algorithm, and it's felt really bad. It's felt really bad. I feel like I'm failing. Like I genuinely feel like I'm a big old failure, because you know I've got 350 videos on my channel and I got like not even 2K subs. It's definitely worth a try, but I think the hard part is always to get to the first 1,000 people. I think you're right. It's just that like the algorithm could pick me up. You're right. I have a better chance than, and I shouldn't hate myself too much or hate on myself too much. It's just that I got a lot of those subs from Walrus, and I'll be honest, I know a lot of you do watch me and you were from the Walrus community. A lot of you were, but that's kind of the issue, is I didn't build this community on my own. I owe thousands, probably not thousands, sorry, I don't have thousands. I owe like probably 1,000 subs to Walrus. And that's just the reality of it. And you know, in a way, maybe that's kind of shot myself in the foot, because there are a lot of people that probably are sub to me that don't even really care about my content or watch me at all. I don't know. I know that you didn't like Honkai Star Rail so much, and it's honestly refreshing that you're honest and haven't jumped on the trendy bandwagon that small content creators have been doing just to get views. I think... Thank you. Thank you. Because, yeah. Yeah, thank you for that. That means a lot. Especially a lot of people joined for the giveaways, not dissing that though. Yes, I understand that too. And, like, I get it. But that's why I stopped doing the big giveaways, because I don't want people to... I don't want people to be coming to me hoping to win something and that's the only reason that they care, you know? Like, I want people to like my content. And I think, and that's the good thing, is I think that people will like my content if I do this right and if I put my heart and soul into it. And I think that is also the thing, is you guys can tell if I make a video that I don't want to make. I'm sure that when you guys are watching my videos, you can tell if I cared or not, if I just felt like I needed to put the video out or whatever. And obviously, if I do a video that I want to do, if I care about it, then I think that'll translate too, and hopefully that'll get more people interested and stuff like that. I can relate, Flo. There was a time where I would regularly make content, but I wouldn't say I'm the most proud of the videos I made then. Yeah, exactly. And you know, some people just have such a really nice person. Like, some people's personalities are really good for just being on screen, and like all they need to do is be on screen with anything and they can just be entertaining, and that's great. I'm not like that. I'll be honest. I don't feel like that. I feel like I'm good for discussions, and I'm good for really like more intellectual things like discussions, arguments, debates, theories, stuff like that, I think that's when I'm the most entertaining. I don't think I'm really that entertaining when I'm just kind of like playing Genshin Impact, because I'm not like, there's a lot of content creators that are super animated or they make a lot of jokes, and I'm not like that at all. And I've realized that some people really like the comfy part, but it's also making it hard for me to grow, because I'm so cozy and I'm so like, I don't want to do drama, I don't want to do any of that. And well, that's how people grow. People build clout by being greedy and clout chasing. Like, that's how they do it. And I hate that. I don't want to clout chase, but I need to do something. So that's been the issue, I think, at sort of a core. You can make a second channel for that and let it grow. You can't base your content on initial data analysis. You're right. You're right. You're right. And that's a thing that I've been doing too, is like, when I made those original lore videos, they didn't do super well. They didn't do terribly, but they didn't do super well, and I just gave up because it didn't blow up or whatever. And that's an unrealistic expectations, or an unrealistic expectation. Like, I should just dedicate myself to doing something that I enjoy, and if it works, good. If it doesn't work, then I should quit, right? Like, I think that is the basis of it. If I do something that I love and put out videos that I care about, that I put a lot of work into, and if I do that for a while, for like months and months, and it doesn't work, then I know that sort of what I'm about isn't what people want. Like, if my content ends up not being popular and I'm just not like fit for this, then that is what it is, because I have backup plans. I have plenty of other careers that I've worked in my life that I can just go back to. Not that I want to, but you know, I have to be open to accept the possibility that I'm just not good at this, because I think, I don't know. Oh my god, my eye got like an eyelash in my eye or something. Okay, let me keep reading. We'll continue to do well if you put out Genshin Impact content for now, and even better once Wuthering Waves comes out. Yeah, I think Wuthering Waves will be good. I would really like that game to propel me forward. That would be really, really nice. But we'll have to see. Oh man, I wish we could have like a tentative release date for that game, but I'm glad that they're not making false promises. Like, I want them to release the game when it's ready, but oh god. Honestly, I know this isn't really good for growing, but I like the slower pace in the Discord. It gets really difficult in bigger servers. Oh yeah, no, I agree. And like, there are plenty of people that lurk, actually. Like, there are a lot more people in the Discord, I think, that just hang out and kind of check in and like read what's going on, more so than there are people that actually engage. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that sometimes people spend too much time in Discords and stuff like that, but we got people that come in, they chat, they have a good time, they go do out their day, they go about their day, you know, it's fine. I also decided to make content on my own pace and no longer think about feeding the algorithm. By doing this, I personally feel happier about the videos I put out now, and that's great. I think that's the key. I think so many, like, I got obsessed with the algorithm. It's hard not to get obsessed with the algorithm when you're a content creator, because it's like, it's the thing that dictates whether you succeed or not, right? That is the thing. But the reality of it is, I think content creation ends up being more simple than people make it out to be. Because I see a lot of large content creators that make low quality content, but it's not the quality that people care about. It's the atmosphere, it's the tone, it's the personality, it's the branding, it's all the other things that are more emotional. And I think that that's actually the real thing about YouTube. I think that YouTube, it matters if you have a good mic. It matters if you have a good camera. It matters if you're able to edit well. But what matters more than all of that combined is being like, it's sort of like a vibe, your vibe. I hate to say it like that, but there's a lot of content creators where like, it's just, if you don't like them, it's hard to understand why people watch the content, because the content sucks. But then you realize that it's not the content, it's the vibe. They just like the personality of the person. They don't care if they're good at the game. They don't care if they're smart. They don't care whatever. They don't care at all. They just like watching the content. And like, that is literally, if you can be super smart, you can be super talented, you can be the best editor in the world, but if you just don't, if you don't bring, like, if you're not vibing, people don't care. They don't, the people, okay, there's this quote. People won't remember what you say, what you do, or something else, but they will remember how you made them feel. So like, people aren't going to remember anything about what happened, what you did to them, or any of that, but people will remember how you made them feel. So I think a lot of people watch a YouTube video and they don't pay attention to a lot of it, but they come away with a vibe, and that vibe dictates how they feel. Count Saki, though, that's really great to hear. I'm happy for you. I think that's all we can hope for, is like, I've been so obsessed with succeeding that I think I've been like screwing myself over. I've been making content that's filled with anxiety and filled with like uncertainty and all this other stuff. Like, no, I need to just enjoy what I'm doing. Let's see here. That's true. Bigger streamers too. I don't know how they read chat going a million miles an hour. Nothing wrong with big chats, but slower paced stuff is nice. Yeah. And you know what? Like, I do wish I had a bigger community, but I hope that if my channel grows, I hope we're able to maintain a discussion oriented format where, like, I think a lot of it is just that people spam in chats a lot. People tend to just emoji spam and stuff, and there are moments for that, but like, I think a lot of the times it happens with content creators that are like all high energy because everything has to be funny, and so everyone has to kick W, or they have to say something super based and then everyone has to true, right? Like, it's just these sort of weird cultural internet norms that we've developed. But I just would rather people not do that. And like, you guys can say LOL or haha or whatever if something's funny, but like, you all don't need to, like, if you see someone keck, you don't need to keck because you see someone keck. And that happens a lot in Twitch. Twitch people, like, they don't even know what the content creator said, but they see everyone keck lolling or whatever, and so they just do it. They just do it, and then it's just, I think that's what it is. I guess you got to yell at a few people. Yeah. Yeah, if I could lean into drama, my channel would probably grow really fast because I'm good at debate. So I bet I could run circles around certain people in the Genshin community in debate or something like that and just destroy their point of view. But I don't want to do that because I'm not a mean person. And I honestly, even if I disagree with someone, people are entitled to their own opinions. People are entitled to their own perspectives. I love the game. People can crap on it all they want. And if that's how they genuinely feel, fine. Fine. I don't care. I don't got anything. I don't need to like prove to other people that Genshin is a good game. You know what I mean? I like the game. So yeah, but again, it's like, that's what hurts me. That's what hurts me, because then I don't make the content like that. 14 months. Wow, Mateen. Thank you so much. Oh, speaking of which, I just saw the emoji there. Jess has been cranking out the reworked emojis, and I'm going to be uploading those very soon. So look forward to some redone emojis. They should be a little easier to see. Just the whole thing will be better. It'll be great. I just remember that though. I've had Star Rail on hold to build my Genshin characters. I'm starting to feel like I can't manage both because of my current time constraints. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're able to figure something out. Hype streamers are a hit or miss though. Sometimes their personalities don't draw in certain crowds. Discussion streamers, like, you feel more welcoming to a larger crowd. You're right. And like, honestly, a lot of the times I see hype streamers say really, really cringe things. Cause like, if your content is based around being funny, you have to be funny. You can't go like 3 sentences without making a joke. And so a lot of the times people will just make really, really cringe, sexist, racist, crappy jokes that like they just come to their head, and then instead of thinking about it, they're like, I need to be funny right now. This is the joke. I'm gonna make the joke. And then they make the joke, And it's like, oh God, you shouldn't have said anything. Like, you don't need to be funny if you're gonna just be an idiot. Like, yeah, I see that a lot. Like a lot with hype content creators is they say things they don't mean because they're trying to be funny, but it's like, oh God, it's so bad. Content creation is getting saturated by a lot of clickbait creators. You have to be very picky choosing the good ones. You're right. Yeah, that's super true. And that's why I'm also thinking that like this series could work, because it's not going to be clickbaity. And I see Genshin lore YouTubers get good views. They get good engagement on their videos. They get good growth. Like, what they do does work. And I think that I can fit into that subsect of the community in my own unique way. I think limiting emoji spam would help, but it might need lots of moderation. I think it's more about like, if I tell people not to do it, I genuinely think a lot of people wouldn't do it. Like, if one person is sitting there emoji spamming and everyone else is like, Flo doesn't like that, like, we're just not going to do that, then I'm not going to like sit there and like call out that one individual person and be like, you stop spamming, hold in the name of the law. Or like, hold. But you know what I mean though. Like, I genuinely feel like as long as we keep the vibe going, like, people just understand. But yeah, Nat on Twitch doing some emotes. And also, that's true, we have Twitch now, so we can just reserve Twitch for emote spamming. Twitch can just be the emote spam. Just wanted to see Herta spin. Nice. Herta do spin a lot. It's like the restaurant industry. The food can be okay, but if the atmosphere and vibe are great, the restaurant... Yes! There are so many restaurants that have crappy food, but people just go because it's like a vibe or whatever. Like, oh my God, that is so true. See, I feel weird for... I feel like I've been doing the opposite of what I should be doing for a while now, and it's... Oh, man. It's frustrating. I feel like I should have realized this. Spam, you say? We should have realized this sooner. Well, it would be really interesting to see you to react to other lore vids, maybe after you made a philosophy vid on a topic, but not to be. See, I want to do react videos, and I would love to do that. I'm very bad at knowing what's okay. Does that make sense? Like, I would love to react to Ashikai's content, to other people's content, but I don't want to piss anyone off. So like, if I react to Ashikai and Ashikai is like, the hell are you doing? I didn't give you permission to do that. Then I'm just going to feel terrible. And I could try to get permission, but that makes me anxious. I should try. That's a good idea. That would help actually with some consistency, because those would be really easy to make. Also, it's especially difficult right now because Genshin is a little bit of a slump. You're right, but also I think it could be a good thing, because people are sort of giving up on Genshin for content creation, because people kind of just assume that Honkai Star Rail, if you want to be a content creator, Honkai Star Rail is where you go. But that leaves more people quitting and less people making Genshin content. It's like the other day, like when I streamed during maintenance, I had more people watching than I've had in a long time, because there was probably no one streaming, like, because it was maintenance. Also, especially, oh, I just read that. People say Honkai Star Rail is going to be playable on PS4, PS5 by June 7th, but I don't know if it will stick to that exact date. Normally, I thought 1 month after release, but apparently it may not be. I don't know. Maybe Dante would know a little more about that, because he plays on Sony, but I play on computer, so I actually don't know anything about that, to be honest. I didn't know it didn't launch on PlayStation. I think actually Dante did tell me that. Dante did tell me that, I think. No, wait. Did Dante tell me that? Dante, are you playing it on mobile? Or are you playing it? I thought you told me you've been playing it, Dante. I thought you've been playing Honkai. You're playing it on mobile, though. I think you did tell me you're playing it on mobile. You did. I think you did. My God, my brain is dead as all can be. Objection, they were emoji spanning. Spanning? Yes. Olive Garden typing in chat. It's literally true. That was actually what I thought about when I said that. I love the chill vibe. You can talk about your day and what you did on a game. Yeah, thank you. I seen Electro Slime. Yes. This is thanks to one of our lovely viewers. I think the issue with React videos is people who don't add sitting watching say for 30 minutes. Yeah, no, I would definitely add a lot to it. My big issue with React content is just quite simply that, like, if I react to Ashikai, I like Ashikai's content. I like them as a content creator, and I don't want her to hate me. So it's scary. It's scary to do that. There's like no real easy way for me to reach out to any of these content creators. Like I can try to comment on their videos maybe, or try something else. I really don't know what to do half the time. And so it makes it a little hard to figure out. Trendy restaurants never made sense to me since I think there's one that serve food on iPads. What? Yeah, I've always struggled with gourmet restaurants, how they do the tiniest portion sizes. It's like you pay $30 for like a chicken nugget that's got like a fancy drizzle on it. And it's like, can I at least have 2 chicken nuggets, please? Can I please at least have 2 for $30? For real though, I always click off videos once I see it's a react to. Yeah. So we stormed their discords and DMs. All the Hoy mateys. See, I figured it out, Dante. You didn't even have to tell me. I figured it out. It took me a while. Of course, not good for streamers who add on to the discussion, but some are obvious clickbait and algorithm filler vids. Yes. You're right. I think I could make my react content interesting enough and not filler content. Yeah, it is literally just music reactions. Now that's a good idea because there are a lot of good musics in the game. I'm just not sure what I would add, to be honest. Like half the time I think it would just me being like, oh, this is so good. I might be able to say a couple things about like the composition or like the structure of the piece or like influences from popular composers or like things like that, but I've already seen plenty of other content creators who do music reactions, and they do a really good job with it. I would love to see you react to lore videos though. I would love to do that. Eating for the experience is crazy. I want to be stuffed when I leave. Yeah, it's exactly. I want to feel like I got my fill, because eating out is so expensive. I always want it to be at least like 2 meals. It's like they offer you 16 chickens for $19, but when you want to buy 10 chickens, but then when you buy it, it's 10 chickens, but for the same price. Yes. Or the Genshin trailers would be good too. What about cooking Genshin Impact recipes? That could be fun as a joke video, maybe. I do like cooking, but I honestly, so there's this one channel that does make the Genshin recipes, and they do such a good job with it. Like, I can't even believe it. Like, they're so smart. I like cooking, but more as like just like a personal home hobby to feed myself. I don't know if I'd be good enough to make some of these meals. They're so some of them are so complicated. I keep getting like voice coaches just complimenting the singing vids, which is fine, but that's all they do, and I wish they would share knowledge because that's interesting. Yes, there's this one guy that I've watched, and he's like he's a composer, and he's super hype. He's done like Ajdaha. He's reacted to all of the weekly boss themes, I think, except Dvalin. No, I think he even reacted to Dvalin. I don't remember the name of this guy's channel. I wish I could remember it. But yeah, he's really good, and he does a lot. He shares a lot of information about the composition of the piece, which I find to be important, because yeah, like you could sit there and just be like, oh, this is so good, but like we all know it's good. What's interesting is like how it was composed, and how like Yuping Chen is a genius, and the reason he's a genius is because he does not give a shit about conventions. Like, but he does. He understands all conventional music genres to a really well degree, but then he doesn't mind bucking those conventions or merging together 2 genres or overlaying one genre's harmonies with another genre's melodies. Or Marco Meatball? Maybe. Let me look. It's worth looking up. React to Agedaha. No, it's Alex Mukala Music. Here, I'm gonna. Oh, you might have heard the very first bit of that. I'm gonna link it in chat here. That is the guy. He does a lot of different video game React stuff. So it's not just Genshin. But he's reacted to La Senora. He's reacted to Agedaha. Like this Agedaha reaction is 18 minutes. And he spends a lot of time. He goes through the whole song. He gets really hyped about it, which is fun to see. But he's also, yes. Didn't he make that smooth jazz Sephiroth theme? He might have. I've seen him do some really interesting things with Genshin Impact themes. I don't watch those, but the opera singer guy always pops up in my feed. I've seen that guy too. I don't think I watched him. I know that guy. I love how he talks about video game music. He talks about it with the depth of classical music. Yes, exactly. Like I studied music in school, so when I see him actually talking about the composition, it makes me happy that he is actually recognizing. I've seen he's a music producer. I think producer and composer are pretty much the same thing. They're slightly different, but I think he's both. I'm pretty sure when I watched him, he said he was a composer. I could be wrong, but he's probably both. In the music field, a lot of musicians carry multiple jobs or multiple roles because it's hard to make it as a musician doing just one job. Usually you have to diversify. Yeah, he do both. Oh, okay. But yeah, okay, so I might do React content. I'd have to figure out if there were content creators who who would let me do React content. Other than that, we will be digging into the philosophy, and I'm going to be doing the life and philosophy videos on Genshin Impact characters. And actually, I think that this would be great because one thing I'm thinking about is if these videos do well, and obviously not at first, they'll probably do poorly at first, but over time, if I build up the theme, if I build up the structure, if I get it to a point where I'm able to make these videos reliably and it's not, it's like, I can probably branch out to other games. Like I can probably talk about characters from other games too, and do like the life and philosophy of blank from a different game. And that could be interesting too, because there are plenty of interesting video game characters that I think I would have a lot of fun talking about. So, it does leave it open for me to move into more variety content as time goes on, but it also is something where like there are so many characters already in Genshin, and even if I made a video on every single one of them, I think I'd be doing this for years. so that's kind of what I'm thinking. I will have something that I can put out regular content about, but also I'll be able to potentially diversify as time goes on. Like when Wuthering Waves comes out, if I already have an established series and then Wuthering Waves comes out, I can just transition it, like not transition, but I can just also do Wuthering Waves. I need to get the thing that I need to do on my end is I need to get the outline completely done and finished, and then what I want to do is I want to come up with a format that works for every character, so that like I have an outline ready, and then when I go to make the video about the character, I can just go in and write the script, and like certain parts of it can remain the same. Like maybe I can write a scripted outro, or I can write a scripted intro, and that can be maybe sort of more or less the same each time, so that it has a structure. So like when people watch, no matter which one's their first one, they won't feel like they're dropped into the middle of a series, yeah. I want to develop the outline to the point where I feel like I can make these videos reliably just all the time. The other hurdle with it is that I need like some characters, obviously the character quests, you can only play them once. So I'm gonna need to hunt down people that have uploaded character quests, and then I'm gonna have to like get that footage from them. That's the only thing that I'm nervous about, is like there are probably going to be things from the character quests that I'm going to need footage for, and since I've already done a lot of them, I won't be able to get access to that footage, and I will have to find it through ulterior means, which is okay. It can be done. I am just a little nervous about it, but I'm pretty sure there are enough people who have been uploading the quests. I'm sure I can find like a video of a quest without a bunch of commentary or someone's face plastered all over it or whatever. Okay, so that pretty much catches you all up with what I was thinking. I need to make this change because I need this year to be, I need to see some growth. I was seeing some growth for a while, doing sort of just whatever, and I'm very, very thankful for all of the people that watch me, even though I've sort of just been floating around kind of ambiguously making Genshin Impact content. But I really, really am thankful that people stick around despite that. And I'm hoping to improve so that in the future we can grow, we can bring more people in, we can get this community feeling more lively again. I do feel like like we've been bleeding people for months. There have been people just unsubbing, just not showing back up to streams, and I kind of don't blame them, because I've sort of been all over the place, and I've been struggling with content and all this other crap, but it makes me feel bad because those of you that stick around, I know that you guys all talk and you guys all have, you know, like you've all built little friendships and stuff, and that makes me happy, but I don't want you all to like just be, I don't want it to be a dead end. I want this community to continue to grow. I want you all to like have more opportunities to meet more people, build more friendships, and have, you know, that continue. So yeah, that's you gotta go out swinging. I'm a little nervous about scripting videos, but I think it'll be okay. I think what I'll probably do is script it, and then I'll probably not really read off the script. Like, I think I'll probably read off the script sort of, but I'll try to like slightly improvise to make it sound a little more natural. I've done speech classes in the past, like communication classes and stuff like that, and I was always a pretty good speech writer and speech giver. So I think that I can do well with that. I think that'll be okay. You can call it friendships. We call it world domination. Name a friend. Yes, that too. That too. That too. If you guys haven't dropped a like on the stream, that would be super helpful. That would be lovely. That would be wonderful. If you stick it with this new series and carry it into new characters from Fontaine, I think you might see some decent growth. I think you're right. And I think that's what I'll probably do is I'll try, like right now, I'll just sort of do whatever characters are, like I'm starting with probably a 4-star because 5-star lore is more intense. There's more going on. There's the big character quests. There's all sorts of stuff. But if I start with a 4-star, I feel like that's approachable, and it gives me the opportunity to practice the format before I get into something super deep. And honestly, I was thinking about it, and as time goes on, I can always redo these videos. Like if I do a character video and it sucks, then I can just do one later on and delete the old one, like redo it. So like, yeah, like I'm not super nervous about that, but yeah. Maybe work on characters who will be getting reruns for now, like 4 stars and 5 stars. Yeah, I think you're right. I think focusing on the character banners would definitely help. I think you're right. That's probably what I'll do. I need to check who's on the banners right now. I mean, I know Yoimiya and Yaimiko, but the 4 stars, it's Karara, Ongyun, and Yunjin. Are those the 4 stars? I think those are the 4 stars. Maybe I'm wrong there though. For me, I need a script. I'm just not a guy who can talk properly without one. Yeah. I I do fumble a lot without a script. I just feel like the end result comes out feeling more conversational and more natural. Like some people, when I'm watching their YouTube video, I can hear the script. Do you guys ever notice the patterns in script reading voices? I was noticing this the other night. I was watching a video and there's this vocal cadence that people have when they're reading a script where I'm not sure I can replicate it off the top of my head, but they're like, and this is exactly why the developers said this, and that is why we think this. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I can't do it. I can't replicate it. It's just this weird tone of voice that people do when they're script reading, where it doesn't sound natural. It doesn't sound conversational. It sounds like they're reading a script. Wow, that's obvious, but yes. Like they'll ask a question and they'll be like, and do you think that you know why this is happening? Well, as it turns out, this is why it is happening. And that is indeed what I think that this is all about. And it's like, okay, well, that's a little robotic. I wonder if I sound like that. Probably not. Probably not. I'm thinking of I'm thinking of a couple particular content creators right now where it's just you can hear the script. But maybe I'm also just super sensitive to that. I don't think a lot of people care. Like, I don't think people care. A lot of people listen to content on their second monitor. They're not really paying that much attention. Like, a lot of the times, I notice it most when people are doing, like, purely informational things. Like, I've been watching this one channel. What's the channel? I think the guy's name is Jordan Fringe or something like that. And he does, like, he's doing this full Pokemon series recap where he's going over every season of the Pokemon anime as well as every single movie, and he's releasing like monthly episodes on that. And he's just sort of reading from a script because it's like hours of talking, you know. It's a lot, so it has to be scripted. And clearly when he's talking about stuff in that video, in the script, you can hear he's reading from a script. But I try not to let that bother me in that specific context, because I mean, who's going to be able to remember all that? No one. Old announcer voice. Oh, the humanity. Oh, the huge manatees. Yeah, they say the words, not the phrases. Yeah, they say, yes, they say, it's like they're saying the words separated from the cadence of a normal sounding sentence. So like they do, like, they'll have an upward inflection at the end of a paragraph. It's like, and when did the announcer, and then the announcer did what he, I can't do it. It's unnatural. It's not normal. But like, bleh. Anyway, that was random. I am definitely excited about this. I think it'll be a good move forward. Again, I'm unsure how long it's gonna take, and I was thinking about making a video tomorrow. I was gonna record like a short video, just being like, I have an idea, and I don't know how long it's gonna take. But I made a community post, so I think that's enough. You know, I started script writing, but I think I need to do more research first. Like, I started writing the outline a little bit, but you know, I was gonna start with Beto, but actually maybe I won't start with Beto because she's not on the banner right now. Out of all the characters, who would be a good one to start with? Oh my god, I'm so sweaty. Yunjin might be a good one. Why is Yunjin? It's just with the shared banners, it's kind of weird that Yunjin is on Yai Miko's banner. Is that who's on the banners right now? I'll hate them in Kazuha or next phase. I wanted to start with Kazuha because he's my favorite character, but also I know that the first time I make one of these videos, it's gonna be the worst. Like, it's gonna be the worst video out of all of them, because it's gonna be like the first shot at it, and I don't want Kazuha to have the crappy first attempt. I want him to get his glorious dues. Also, Kazuha has some of the most event content out of any Genshin character. Like, he's appeared in so many events, and a lot of them are actually important to his character development, as well as having a character story. So, that one's a big one. That one's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be a lot. And honestly, at that point, I would hope that I would have an editor to help me with it. The OG Zhongli. Zhongli is he's a little more straightforward. I mean, he does have a long line of lore, but he isn't as complicated. Yeah, Yoimiya, Chongyun, Yunjin, Karara. Kazuha involves Scaramouche to some extent. That'd be more, yes. And then that's also an issue, is that some characters involve each other, which will mean I think the way to solve that is just to have some redundancy. Like, even if I have to re-explain, or like if in Scaramouche's video I have to re-explain the connection between them, that's okay. Like, if I have to go over those things twice, I mean, someone might watch the Scaramouche video, but not the Kazuha video. So I have to sort of plan for that inevitability. And I see other lore YouTubers do that. There are plenty of, like, there's this guy Smotown who does Elden Ring lore, and he is more than happy to repeat the description from the Albinoric blood clot like 7 billion times, because it's important to a bunch of different aspects of the lore. And so, like, he has to reference that thing all the freaking time. Yunjin is there because of Yoimiya. Well, yeah, it's just kind of weird because of the shared banners. Like, you know, like Yunjin doesn't really, I guess you could put Yaimiko and Yunjin together as a support for a normal attacking DPS like Ayato. That makes sense, but I don't know. But if you're pulling for Yaimiko, obviously you're not going to use Yunjin to buff Yaimiko's auto attack damage. Chongyun would be interesting. He does have a pretty interesting lore, and his personal philosophy is rather unique as a result. I mean, Amber's pretty simple. Mondstadt characters seem alright. Yeah, Mondstadt's pretty simple. I thought about starting with Jean, actually, because she's got good amounts of lore, but is pretty simple. But at the same time, I think Jean's gonna get a lot more character development later once they introduce Varka. And so I'm a little hesitant to go, but I shouldn't think, I really shouldn't think that far ahead. That shouldn't be what I'm doing. Karara is new and fresh if you wanted to start with 4 stars. You're right. I just, I'm not completely caught up with the story, and also we haven't seen much of Karara yet. I could probably do it. I would have to look up, I don't have her friendship level 10, so I would have to look up her character profile, and I would have to get the voice lines from someone else who already has her. Well, see, I don't know if anyone has her friendship 10 yet. Doing new characters is kind of difficult because I do need to have access to the character profile. Like, I need all of those unlocked. Even the voice lines often have little tidbits that are important, and I want to use the voice lines in the video. Like, I recorded all of Beto's voice lines earlier because I was going to start with her, but I think I'll probably swap. I'll try starting with someone else, probably. You can always do series parts, like break it down and separate them and release them back to back. Yeah, that's true too. I think doing longer chapter oriented videos might work better though, because I don't want people to have to click through as much, but we'll see. I'm not sure where to start. You guys are all giving me good options to start, and I don't know what to pick. It's like choice paralysis. Like, for example, since Kazuha is very lore heavy and includes characters like Beto and Scara, breaking it all down in vid might be too much. You're right, but I think that again, I can just repeat. Like, when I go over, if I go over Beto, if I talk about Beto, Kazuha will be in that video, but Kazuha will obviously not be an emphasis. He'll just be like, oh, hey, Kazuha. And then in Kazua's video, Beta will be there as well, but we'll also, you know, and there will be some redundancy, but I don't think that it'll be too much to break down in one vid. I think it'll just also, I don't know. I pulled 70 plus times for Carrara, didn't get her. Oh, I'm so sorry. That is such a, like, honestly, 4 stars, not having a way to, like, I feel like every time you hit 5-star pity, you should have the option to pick a 4-star. Like, when you hit 5-star pity, they should let you pick one of the 4 stars off the banner to just guarantee. I think that would make things so much better. Like, it wouldn't even be perfect. It would still be really expensive to force yourself to get a 4-star, but at least it would be something, because not having a guarantee on these 4 stars, especially when they end up being like crucial supports for certain characters, is really frustrating. It's really frustrating. Lisa might be a good start. She also does have really good amounts of lore, and she has an interesting backstory. The starter characters would be good options because they're always relevant, but not really. You could do Jean from the point of her being Dandelion Knight versus Line Fang Knight. Yeah, I mean, well, that'll certainly be a part of her video for sure. They're not going to be really, it's not going to be like one note. Like, these videos are not going to be like, Kazua's just likes to vibe. Like, I want to make sure that I hit the nuance and hit everything that is relevant. Oh, whoa, I lost you for a second. Are we good? Are we good? Hold on. I gotta check here. It was just like, chat was just like disconnected, reconnected. Like, oh, okay. But yeah, I plan on covering a lot, like as much as I possibly can in each video. Like, these will probably be rather chonky, long form videos. I'd imagine that these are probably going to be in the 20 to 30 minute mark is where I'm guessing that these will land. Didn't get any 5 stars. At least I didn't waste a pity. Yeah, that's true. You got lots of other 4 stars. Oh boy. I haven't seen anything in chat. Okay. All right, there you are. Just need to think of a pun for the titles. Now that's a good idea. Cause I was gonna just Genshin Genshin. Oh, that's so terrible. Yeah, that's okay though. No, you're right, because I was just gonna title the videos like Life and Philosophy of Kazuha or whatever, but that is super boring, and it's really like, I can put that in the thumbnail. I think I should make the title something less boring. Something that's maybe more a little more funny, or a little more like attractive. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Bennett might be perfect. If I remember, his lore isn't too lore intensive, and he hasn't had much involvement in events. Yeah, he's also been pretty chill. I mean, he saved that one guy's life, that dad's life, on accident with his bad luck, saved a life. But I think you are right that focusing on banner characters would probably be beneficial to me. That would probably be smart, to focus on banner characters. Philosophy impact, lore impact. That's not a bad idea. I like both of those. Those are both clever. I'm so bad with naming naming videos and stuff. I think about it way too hard. I think it's like more simple than I try to make it. I try to think of something that's like, I don't know. Freddy lore video. He does have an interesting backstory. I feel better. I've been really anxious the past month or so. I've just been like, you guys don't always see it off stream or whatever, but I've just been really struggling to like feel good about myself. I mean, like, this is what I'm doing with my life, and I'm not doing too hot at it right now. And so it makes me feel like I'm really shit in the bed, to be frank. I think I need to just kick myself in the ass and just do it. And again, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Hoyo takes the criticisms of the previous game and puts them into their next big game, but not the previous one. It's happened with Honkai Impact 3rd and Genshin and Star Rail. Just a trend. I remember people about Genshin. Yeah, you're sort of right. Although some things have trickled down to Honkai over time. Like, I think there have been small things that they've done. Although you are right. I think they are separate development teams. And what I think happens, I think honestly, like, the new team doesn't communicate with the old team, and the old team doesn't really think about it. Like I think a lot. Okay, the developers for Genshin probably don't think about the foundations of the game very much anymore. They're developing new content, they're developing new characters, they're developing all this stuff, and they probably consider the foundational systems of the game to be complete. Now, when they started Star Rail, when they made Star Rail, I'm sure that the new development team looked at Genshin and then thought, how can we iterate? And so they iterated. And now to them, Star Rail is complete. And when Zenless Zone comes out, they're going to iterate on Star Rail and the issues there. But Star Rail might not receive those quality of life improvements because the developers, once Star Rail is 3 years in, they may not want to change a lot of these foundational systems because they may already feel like it's just what it is. Now, there are a lot of quality of life things that I would like to see come from Star Rail. I'm trying to think of any. There was one thing that I was thinking about earlier. Oh, like, for me, a really simple thing, the expeditions, I want a dispatch again button. I want to be able to hit claim all, dispatch again, because that saves me like 10, 12 mouse click. I don't even know however many mouse clicks it is. It saves me time, and it's annoying to have to resend out your expeditions every day and click everything manually. It's so annoying. So annoying. So like there are things that I would like to see. It's just that I don't know if the development teams really communicate with each other. I don't think they do. I'm willing to believe that they don't really communicate. What? 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 I'm loading up Genshin right now. What do you mean? What do you mean? Honestly, you've made an awesome Discord community, which is impressive enough. Well, thank you. I want to be able to sustain myself. Like, I don't want to get a job. I don't want to work a normal job anymore because it kills me. It's awful. I don't like it. Oh, you thought you meant okay. All right. You had me thinking that I was like just dazed and confused. Okay, no, in Genshin. I know it's in Star Rail, but that's what I'm saying, is I would love for that to be in Genshin. It's just that, like, I don't think that the Genshin developers are playing Star Rail, are watching Star Rail, are thinking about Star Rail. That being said, I could be wrong. Maybe they will do some of that stuff. I mean, like, we recently got the gadget hot swapping option. That's something that I didn't think we'd ever get. My last holdout for that was like, the reason why I made that video about it, the reason why I talked about it with the Fontaine thing is I figured the only chance we're getting the ability to swap between gadgets quickly is with another gadget in Fontaine. Like, I figured that was the only shot. And then they went ahead and they just put it in as a quality of life update. I was happy with that. That's stuff like that is good to see. I hope they continue doing that over time. Like, I hope that's something that they keep up with. That would be great for the community. The player base, I think, would really appreciate it if they did small stuff like that more often. Like, those things weigh on the players a lot. They don't seem like they do, but when you have to like click 10 buttons a day, that, you know, you gotta go through all these screens and hit all these buttons, like it's annoying. Gadget swap feature was a feature I never knew I needed. Yeah, no, I knew I needed it. I wish I had it for a long time. It was one of those things where I'd really given up on it because, I mean, it just I didn't know that they were ever even thinking that it was an issue. And you have the ability to sit in front of a camera and talk for hours on end. Like how? I like talking a lot. I do like talking a lot. I mean, that's one thing that I can do, is I can talk a lot, for sure. I'm just like, I'm not as funny or as bombacious, or is that a word? Bombastic? Bombacious? What the? I don't think that's a word. Bombacious. Oh my God, what? Oh, it's Urban Dictionary. Okay. It's like a Zoomer word. Someone or something that is really good or sexy. Damn, did you see those toker lips? They are bombacious. Wow. The more you know. Okay. That was so random and out of the blue. I was surprised they didn't announce that gadget adjustment in a live stream. Yeah, like I was actually surprised they didn't mention that either. Like that's one thing, like even if it only takes 30 seconds to say it, like I still think it's a change that people would be like, "Oh, that's really nice." And like if you guys fill out your surveys, please put stuff like that in your surveys, that like, "Hey, this was good. We really like the gadget adjustment. Like, we like quality of life. We want more quality of life," because they're not going to do it without us pushing them. Like, they're not going to do stuff like that really often unless we make it apparent that it's important. That word deserves to go mainstream. Yeah. But bombacious. It's like, I feel like it's like a combination of bombastic and bodacious. It's like you took bombastic and bodacious and they had a word baby, and that word baby is bombacious. So it's like one time I was trying to say gratifying, but I was thinking of the word satisfaction, and so I said gratifaction, I think is what I said. Gratifaction. It's like, that's not a word. That's two words smashed together. Get it together. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick break, and I will return momentarily. Bombacious, bosacious. That's actually so good. That's actually so good. I think it's wait, how did they spell it? I don't remember. Apparently that's how they spell it. I wonder if it is actually a combination of bodacious and bombastic. Bombacious impact breakdowns. It's like, but it's about cool and sexiness. So like sexy impact breakdowns. Oh yeah, doing that deep philosophical research, that analytical. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break, and I will be back in like, whoa, why is it making a noise? There we go. Whoa, still making a noise. Stop that. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Who's pulling for Silver Wolf? Or I don't know how to say the other one. Luosha? I don't know how to say the other one. Neither. But yeah, good luck to everybody pulling. Glad everybody you know, is enjoying the game and stuff like that. You know, I just realized I haven't been listening to the music at all this whole stream, which is fine. Music. Yeah, cool. Well, I pretty much talked about everything that I wanted to talk about on the stream. I just wanted to give you all an update on what I was thinking. I think you all sound interested. I think it sounds like a good plan and everything. Good luck on your polls, man. I guess Louch ain't that popular. Going for him yourself, but only because he's pretty. Which one is that? Is he the fighter? Is that who that one is? The like fire element fighter guy from the underworld? I know who Silver Wolf is though. Luosha, thank you. Be pulling for Silver Wolf. I think Silver Wolf is gonna be like a fan favorite. I mean, she looks so much like Ketching, and she has like a cool gamer kit or whatever. I expect a lot of people to like her. I think Luocha was that one fighter guy, if I remember correctly. The blonde healer, the one I'm talking about is Luca. Oh, okay. Well, a healer is not a bad idea. Like a limited healer. I'm gonna try Luocha as well. So Wolf is your main priority. Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. If you don't have the 5-star buy Luocha is a must. You know, that's one thing about Star Rail is like you need defensive options. You really can't get away with like in just raw DPS. So yeah, no, feel like healers and any defensive 5-star is going to be a way higher priority, especially because we only start out with Natalie, or no, not Natalie. Oh my God, Natasha, Natalie. Start out with Natasha. So I mean, you need someone. Yeah, because the two teams. Yeah, exactly. I got pretty lucky and got Bailu, but then I got her again. Yes, indeed. Let me just hop over on Twitch. Everything looks good over there. And yeah, I actually just noticed it shows my frame rate over here on what Twitch is doing, which is good. Oh, I wouldn't, you know, I mean, I wouldn't care too much about if we've learned one thing from Genshin, it's that like Hoyoverse games probably won't matter too much what you pull from now on. Like in the long run, it doesn't really seem to matter for any of their games. Honkai Impact, it definitely mattered a lot who you pulled and whether you got them and stuff like that. But I think they've designed their games to the point where it's like less about who you pull and more about just like how you build your teams, stuff like that. The fact that like 4-star DPSs can do the job also is another reason why you might want to invest in supports more than DPS. At least that's my opinion. I guess you could start out going for DPS and then you could try to build up your supports later. But I would assume that supports are going to be higher priority because, again, DPSs can be power crept really easily, and they're going to probably release tons of DPSs, and you're only going to need like 2 to 4 at most. And so, yeah, you're going to want to grab some supports probably early in the game. Also, having 2 5-star healers is not a bad idea. If you don't like using Natasha, then you can swap out Natasha for one of your 5-stars, so you can have 2 5-star healers. Not a bad idea. Yeah. I have been checking out Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it's pretty good. I feel like there have been some small connections to the broader story so far, which have me interested. I really hope that in the Assassin's Creed series they push forward the actual storyline. Like, I really liked Origins and I liked Odyssey, but I'm getting sick of this. Like, feels like they're stalling. It feels like they don't want to push the story forward for the sake of making more games, and I don't like that. But other than that, it's been pretty good. I also still haven't finished Tears of the Kingdom. Oh my god, I just haven't been gaming like much at all. But that's okay. Soon everything will be calm again and life will be back to normal. You have E6 Nat and you have Bailu, so really no use for Luocha. Oh, okay. Would definitely wine and dine Luocha. I gotta look up. Let me look up this character. You guys are... images. Oh. Oh. I like his like art more than his actual model. He is cute though. His art is really good. Yeah, I really like that splash art. It's really nice. But yeah, I don't know. His like model is good. It's just, yeah. People are saying that he's like Zhongli level. I never really thought that Zhongli was super hot. Like, Zhongli's attractive, but he's just not my type. Personally, I don't like Luocha. It's just me. I don't like Otto. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like his design. It's just not my favorite. It's like a particular husbando design that I'm not like the biggest fan of, but that's just me. You never got on the Zhongli train? He did some very bad things, but of course there's a different person then. Oh, okay. That's interesting. It's never bad to have a healer with a complicated backstory. Never a problem with that. I don't really know much about the new characters as far as backstory and stuff goes. I would have to, maybe I'll end up watching like lore videos for Star Rail instead of just playing the game. I might end up doing that because I am interested in the story. Oh, you mean Otto from Honkai Impact? Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Yeah. I think I might end up doing that because I want to see what happens in the story, but I don't see myself keeping up with the game enough to be able to do that. Some things cannot be protected by righteous means alone. Is that a quote? That sounds like a quote. That's what that sounds like. Not gonna lie, I'm also going for Yukong copies too. Though we do get her in free in 1.2, right? Oh, I don't know about that. I never found Zhongli hot either. He reminds me too much of like grandpa. Yeah, like his whole aesthetic is just like, I mean, he's suave and stuff, you know, but I never really found him like sexy or anything. Like a lot of people find him like super hot or whatever. He's just not my type when it comes to like husbandos and stuff. It's just definitely not my type. Go Yukon Huskies. Oh wait. I don't see, man, I feel so bad for not understanding these Star Rail references. Like I feel like such a Hoyoverse betrayer. Like you were all so in tune with this these memes and this stuff going on and stuff, and I don't even know what's going on. Okay. I gotta pick a character. I think I'm kind of leaning, but I think Chongyun or Yunjin would be okay to start with. I feel like Yunjin's probably a little more interesting than Chongyun in terms of backstory, but I'm not sure how people will. I don't know. I'm gonna have to make that decision. Zhongli is a burnt out old man ready to retire and has no shame admitting it. Exactly. Smash Bros theme plays. Choose your. Oh boy, you're right. It's just hard to pick because there are all the options. Yukon Huskies is a college sports. Oh, is it really? Oh, that's funny. I had no idea. Is that like the dog sledding? Is that what that is? I'm glad someone got it. I'm glad. Both of them have a hangout. Both Chongyun and Yunjin have a hangout, which for 4 stars, I'm not going to make sure they have a hangout, but I think I am going to prioritize its basketball. God. Oh. Sports ball. Yeah, points and stuff. You got the athletes that run and also maneuver a ball. Okay. I'm not sure. I can't pick. Maybe I'll do a coin flip. Let's do a coin flip. That's a great idea. I don't even need to make the decision. So heads will be Chongyun because he's headstrong. And tails will be Yunjin. Okay, I didn't see it. It's heads. So that is Chongyun. Boing. Perfect. Okay, I'll be starting with Chongy Boy. It might be the first lore video ever made on Chongyun. I honestly don't think anyone's ever talked about him in a lore context before. So that'll be fun. He's so uninvolved with the main story. It's all gonna be like basically just his hangout and his personal backstory, which is fine. I think that's actually good though. The fact that he's not super involved in the main story and he hasn't been involved in like a ton of events or anything, that really simplifies things. That makes my life easier because I won't have to deal with so much extraneous lore. It'll be fun to talk about him with Xingqiu, like their friendship. Okay, cool. 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 Yeah, I'm not sure how much longer we'll keep streaming. I don't know what else to talk about, to be honest. Like I wanted to make this stream to talk about that stuff, the content and just chat with you guys in general. But I'm running out of things to say, and if I stop talking, then that means that people will start leaving. And if people start leaving, then the stream's gonna die. And if the stream dies, then I have to go. The lore of rabies epidemic in Monster Hunter. Exactly. Chong is perfect. I never understood his yin yang energy thing, so I'd love it if he included a breakdown on that. Yeah. That'll be interesting to talk about. I think that he does have some interesting tie-ins to lore in ways that other characters don't have. So yeah, I'll be able to talk about some interesting topics for sure with him. It might not be super long though. It'll probably be one of the shorter episodes because he doesn't have, like, he's not involved in the main story very much, and he's not involved with really anything other than like his hangout and being friends with Xing Cho and all that stuff. So I remember when I fed him a Julian chili ice pop and he almost died and everyone laughed. Good time. Yes, that was such a funny moment. Not gonna lie, so funny. People always call Ganyu a goat, but she's actually isn't a goat. Strangely, a unicorn with 2 horns. Yeah, the Qilin that she's based off of, or that she's like half Qilin. I think that they are supposed to represent unicorns. The Qilin, or Chinese unicorn, yep, is a mythical beast that symbolizes good luck and prosperity. According to the tradition in China, Korea, and Japan, a Qilin would appear to signal the birth or death of a particularly benevolent ruler or sage scholar. When was Ganyu born? That's actually super interesting. I wonder if Ganyu's birth lines up with the death of... Oh, wow. That's really interesting. I didn't know that. But yeah, it looks like they sometimes have 1 horn, but a lot of the times, well, it says Qilin are a specific type of the Lin mythology. Wait. Qilin is a legendary hooved chimerical creature that appears in Chinese mythology, is said to appear with the imminent arrival or passing of a sage or illustrious ruler. Qilin are a specific type of the Lin mythology family of 1-horned beast. Isn't she like 3,000? Yeah, I was kind of wondering if she was born when... Hold on. So Guizhong died, obviously. But I don't know if we know when she died. Because if Guizhong dying was when Ganyu was born, then that would actually make a lot of sense for the mythology. She was kind-hearted and wise, but not particularly powerful. She worked on some similarly. Oh yeah, I don't think we have any exact... I can't remember from that. I know we had that event that covered a lot of it. Here, I'm looking. Oh god, ads are playing in crap. Hold on. Oh, ooh, here we go. Nope, stop. Guizhong and Zhongli, along with most of the Adepti, fought to protect the people of the Guili Assembly. Sadly, Guizhong was killed during the war 3,700 years before the events of the game. But Ganyu was fighting in the war. Ganyu was already fighting in the war, so she probably was already... She died amongst glaze lilies, which were the same flowers in the garden she and Zhongli met. She smiled at Zhongli and told him to forget about the dumbbell, lamenting the end of their journey together. Guizhong's body had dissolved into dust after she died. Yeah. I might not be right. Maybe that's not a thing that they considered. It would be really... Well, you know what? Even after Ganyu's birth, there would still be time. Like, if she was born during the war, I think there would still be time for her to, like, grow up and fight in it. Also, apparently, Zhongli's 2020 birthday art had a bouquet of flowers that featured glaze lilies, which are the flowers associated with Guizhong, which is really sad. She's old, like battled in the yeah. Like 6,000 is a unicorn. Isn't a unicorn with 2 horns a bicorn? Dang, she a veteran for real. Ganyu was a part of the war. I wonder what other characters in Chinese mythology might appear to have some characters based on them, like Wukong. You know, I bet there are more than we think. I'm being honest with you. I'd be willing to bet that there's a lot of subtlety mixed in with that. Like, I'm not super familiar with Chinese mythology, so I would have to do more research on that to be up to date. But I mean, if you look at Inazuma, there are so many obvious tie-ins and influences from Japanese mythology and Japanese culture. Like, I'm more familiar with that, so I'd be willing to believe that it's there in leeway too. Wait, no, that was the catastrophe. Guess not playing has gotten my lore mixed up. No, I think Ganyu was a part of the Archon War. I'm pretty sure in her profile, it's like when it talks about Ganyu getting eaten by that monster in her butt, like her wide hips killing some monster. I think that was the Archon War. Ganyu might have participated in the Cataclysm somehow, but yeah. All I know is she fought alongside Zhao. No, she definitely fought in the Archon War. I just wonder if she was born when Guizhong died. But it kind of sounds like probably not. You missed that? How did you miss that? If you read Ganyu's character profile, she was fighting in the Archon War, and this one big monster ate her, and it died choking on her wide. It literally says that it died because her hips were wide enough to choke him to death. And so the monster died and she survived, but it like traumatized her because she realized that the only reason she lived was because of her hips. And so she went on a diet. It made her very self-conscious. It's like really, I've seen so many people talk about that. I'm surprised you haven't heard about that. It's been memed on so many times. Ganyu inspired Shakira hips don't lie. Yeah. She got hips that kill. Oh. The greatest lore. I have no idea who was writing that and why they decided that that was such a, like, God. I just don't understand. I don't get it. I have no idea who wrote that or why they thought that that was gonna be fun. Like, you know that when they wrote that lore, there's no way they didn't know the implications. They didn't think about it. Like, they knew what they were doing. That is some of the funniest lore in the game, though. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely some of the funniest lore in the game. And it's so random too. So random. As a Latino, I approve of this. Now it's canon. Shakira was inspired by Ganyu. And it passed through checks to be officially added. Exactly. Yeah, like Dalway looked at it and was like, yep. Hip. Big wide hips. Choking out monsters. Yes, indeed. Hey, Waradica. Welcome. How did she get... I try not to think about it too much. Like, it's just baffling. What is it about thick thighs? Hey, Remser. We're talking about Ganyu and her character profile and how it says that she choked out a monster by basically getting swallowed and her hips blocked its airway and she farted in its throat and it died or whatever. I mean, I always be looking at Ganyu's thighs. Hoyo's devs were like, we can work with this. These thighs so thick she choked out an ancient monster. Hell yeah. The person that wrote that definitely writes Rule 34 fanfic on the side. They put it in the lore so that they can write a canon fanfic. Like that is the sole reason that they put that in there, is because they wanted to write some canon fanfic. Can I have your luck for Yai and Yoimiya, please? Oh, absolutely. Here we go. That's all the luck I can give you. I hope it's enough. Good luck. I hope it works out. 90 pity? What? You gotta be like, it's gold. It's gold. Ow. I haven't flexed that hard in a while. That hurt. That hurt. Yoimiya. Congratulations. Oh my god, Remserb, thank you so much. Gifting 5 memberships. Nat got one. Big Red, Waradika, Mark, and King Flame. Congratulations. Thank you guys. And like I mentioned earlier, we are gonna have the reworked emotes coming in real soon. They're like all almost done. I've just been lazy with uploading them, to be honest. A glorious death, beautiful even. This is the type of death the Spartans desired. Yeah, if I get choked out, or if I die, I want to die getting choked out by the hips of an ancient, mythical, half-human. That lore sounds like some Tamaki Fire Force action. I don't know what that is. Also, hello, Kiku. How's my Spiral Abyss run? I haven't run it yet, so I'm not sure. Is it hard this time? Like, how is it this time around? Congrats on your Yoimiya again, by the way. You won 2 50-50s in a row. Ooh, nice. Ooh, nice. It always feels good when you get those 50. I don't really get them, but if you get a 50-50 streak where you win a couple in a row, it does feel super good. It's like, oh, I've got all the power. But then it makes losing 50-50 later feel worse. Oh. Yeah, and Yai was 10 pity. Boy. Wow, you made out like a bandit this time around. Congratulations. That's awesome. 15 watching 13 like does not compute. Wait, what? 0 out of 10 rate by Zajif, but some people who likes it. Oh, you mean the Abyss? And now you have an achievement for C7 Gene. Huh? What? Like or gone you hips shrink. Wow, so Zajef rated the Abyss 0 out of 10? Why? What, like what does that mean? Does that mean what even is 0 out of 10? What does that mean? I feel like that's maybe like a 2 out of 10 if you really dislike it, you know. Isn't there level 100 consecrated beasts? Oh, sounds awful. Oh, that sounds so bad. I do not want to fight level 100 consecrated beasts. I don't want to do that. Who would want to do that? What kind of insane person? Oh my god. They already have so much HP. 2 people leave to prove me wrong. Sorry, it's okay. I don't mind. There people always leave when I say like the stream, and it's like, yeah, it's okay. I don't blame you. Most people have been saying this Abyss is needlessly hard, like bullet sponges and annoying. See, I've been feeling like that lately in general, though. Like I've been feeling like that about floor 12 for like 8 months. For like almost a year now, I've been feeling like floor 12 is just needlessly hard, They just make them they're too much, like the enemies are just HP sponges, and it doesn't feel fun. It feels like you're doing a ton of damage, and then you look at the enemies and you've only done like a quarter of their health and damage, and you're like, oh my god, like what? I just bursted so hard. It's really frustrating. It's on the Twitter, but it's before he play it. Maybe the rate got increased after he tried. Oh, I see. I still hear people say they want the game to be harder. I don't want the game to be harder. I just want more. I want more combat variety, and I want to spend more time enjoying the combat and less time like stressing about abyss floors and chambers and all that stuff, you know? Like, I would rather have 14 floors and it end at level 95 than have 12 floors and have it ramp up super hard, you know? Like, that's just how I feel. What kind of insane person? Me with a full Geo team. Hello. For although this is not the end game content we asked for, Hoyo. Yeah, exactly. And that's why, like, people keep asking them to like expand on the abyss or whatever, but I would honestly prefer them to abandon the abyss entirely and do something else. Like, I don't like the abyss. I think it's fun. It's exciting when you finally beat it for the first time, like when you finally 36 star for the first time. Like, yeah, that's really satisfying, but that wears off super fast, and then it never really it turns into a chore so fast. And I understand that, like, it's the only place they put challenge in the game, so they're gonna put challenge in that section, you know? But I would just rather, like, there's so many things they could do to make it less frustrating, and to be honest, I don't know why they care so much about making Abyss frustratingly hard. I think it might be the hardcore audience. Like, I think people that constantly complain about how easy the game is, I think they might actually be making Abyss bloated and difficult in a certain way. Like, okay, I think that part of the reason, you know how they started adding chambers where it's you're on floor 12, right? And you could just take your team all the way through, but they put this weird mix up in the middle of the floor where it's like on chamber 2 your team won't work, but your team will work on chamber 1 and 3. So you got to run it once with one team to clear chamber 1 and 3, and then you got to go all the way back to the beginning of floor 12, and you got to run 1 and 2 with an entirely different team just so that you can 36 star the abyss, because those last 3 stars you're not going to get with just your one team. I hate that. I hate that so much. And that is not fun, and it's not a good way to increase playability. Like, yes, it's more difficult, and yes, it takes more time, but it's the most it's artificial, and it's frustrating. It's not good. It's not good. It doesn't make me excited to replay floor 12 when I already don't want to play it once. I hate the invulnerability mechanics the new bosses have. Oh boy, I haven't fought a lot of the new. I don't think I fought the new weekly boss, so I don't know. I fought the new Herald guy, the one with all the shields and crap. That guy is so annoying. He puts up his shields after, like, he's only down for like 8 seconds before he stands up and puts his next shield up. Like, that's not enough to do even half of a rotation. Like, I don't understand how you're supposed to, like, I don't know. I don't like that boss. Less HP, more lore. Flo, I very much agree with that. I feel like the Abyss should just be a one-time gauntlet, replayable, of course, though. Yeah, like, if you want to replay it, like, let people replay it, but don't add these artificial methods to make it so that you have to run through it again. Just, like, I would just add other content and, you know, either abandon Spiral Abyss or just leave it as it is and stop trying to screw with it. Like, I think they should stop focusing on the Abyss at all. Really? Yep, been feeling that too. I believe Hoyoverse is doing this new Abyss out of spite towards us all. It's just lazy. They want to add replayable combat content, just add another system besides Spiral Abyss. Yeah. Yeah, it is a bit of laziness, and I understand what when they made that article, I understand what they were saying when like they don't want to bloat the game out too much. They don't want to have like a bunch of different weekly systems that are hard to keep up with, but I don't think that it would be too much to add. Like if we had a labyrinth, like that labyrinth event, I talk about that all the time, but I really liked that one roguelite event where it's like you go through and you fight some enemies that were not super hard, but decently hard. Like I would say in between Overworld and Abyss, you know, it wasn't like in super crazy hard, but you would have certain roguelike elements that changed each run. Labyrinth Warriors, yes, exactly. And then it had a little bit of it was such a good format, and it was fun. Like it was actually fun, and it stayed fun. And I mean, like they could add new maps to that mode. They could add, you know, the newer enemies. They could change it up as time goes on, but like that is such a good foundation for content. I'm really, that's probably the one thing that I'm the most disappointed with, is that they let that event go and then it's never really come back. And it's like, I thought people, like when that event came out, people were saying that it was the best event that the game had ever had, like ever. When Labyrinth Warriors was out, people were like, this is literally the best thing that they've ever done. And I'm shocked that wasn't enough to get them to be like, yeah, this is something that maybe we should consider like adding into the game permanently. Like it was so well received. I don't remember anyone disliking. Like I remember like one person being like, it's kind of just not that hard. And it's like, no, it wasn't that hard, but that's kind of what made it less frustrating. They could add like a shop to that too, like for mats or something. Yeah, like what you would do, like what I would like to see is like they could put a weekly shop in. So Star Rail has 2 weekly systems. You have the Simulated Universe and you have the Forgotten Halls. Simulated Universe resets weekly and Forgotten Halls resets bi-weekly, I think. So what they could do is have Spiral Abyss resets every 2 weeks, and you have the Forgotten Labyrinth that resets weekly, but it's like a shop and you can run it every day, like up to a certain amount of currency. So it's not time gated by how many times you're allowed to run it. What's gating you is the amount of currency that you can farm in one day. So you could play Labyrinth Warriors 100 times a day, but you're only going to make 100 coins a day or whatever. And maybe that only takes 2 or 3 runs to make 100 coins if you do well. And maybe it can take up to 5 runs if you do badly or something. But it would be like pretty quick in and out. And then at the end of the week, you know, you make sure you spend your currency and you get whatever you can get out of it. Maybe you only have to run it once or twice a week to get the primo gems. And then everything after that is just like talent books, more, you know, all this other stuff that we need. And you could get primos out of it, and you could also get materials. Easy to rerun. It's procedurally generated, so the amount of continuous work that they would have to do for it is very little. Once they set it up, they just add new scenarios from time to time, and that's really all they would have to do to it. I still prefer Wind Trace just a bit. Wind Trace is also really good. I think Wind Trace would be a good permanent addition to the game for sure. See, I don't know why they... Yeah. Like, Wind Trace being limited time does add to the hype. Like, let's be real. If we had Wind Trace all the time, people wouldn't be as excited to play it. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. It would be bad for us to have it all the time. You know, I really would be curious to find out like what the internal dialogue is like in Hoyoverse. Like what is the company dialogue about this stuff? What are they saying to what is the internal conversation like? What are they saying to each other about all of this stuff? Because obviously they're not, like, Hoyoverse is not the most transparent company. They don't communicate well, and so it always feels like we're guessing at what they're trying to do. And It would be nice for them to just, you know, give us the straight up answer of like, this is why this is why that, this is why not this. Like, yeah. Can't wait for Sumeru Wind Trace maps. That would be fun. I think they need to make boss mats sellable to other players. Like tradable or something. I could see that. If you make boss mats something you could trade, that wouldn't break the game. That wouldn't break the game at all. And that would let people, like, you know, you wouldn't need Dream Solvent if you could find someone to trade with. But if you've been playing for a long time, then you might not need something from someone else. So you would just basically be giving it away. Honestly, you're sick of it when it ends and hungry for it when it starts. That's honest, and thank you for that, because I think a lot of people would love Wind Trace for like a week after it came out, but then they would get sick of it. And again, it turns into a thing where people are going to be like, if there's Primo Gems, I'll do it, but if there's no Primo Gems, I'm not going to do it. Kind of like with TCG. I think a lot of people would play TCG if there were Primo Gems involved. Like a lot, I mean, I know there are some Primo Gems involved, but if there was like a continuous way to farm Primo Gems from it, people would probably play a lot more TCG. The issue is, honestly, a lot of people don't like there's a lot of people that don't even really like the content in Genshin. They just like the rewards. They just like the dopamine. And so they do things for the rewards. They don't do things for the task in and of itself. Like there's a ton of people who don't want to play Wind Trace because there's quote unquote no incentive. But like the incentive is to have fun. Like you should just want to do it if you enjoy that kind of stuff and you want to have fun, right? Yeah, I think that's a big disconnect with a lot of gamers. And again, I think that's part of the issue. Like we've had companies train us into believing that we need to be productive. We need to make progress in these games. We need to be farming mats. We need to be achieving goals. And if we're not doing those things, then we're not doing anything, which is contrary to the point of play. Like if you're playing a game, you are playing a game to enter the play state. And if all you're doing is focusing on, I'm gonna do this, like you're just like, some gamers are taskmasters, but that doesn't make you good at playing. You can be very inefficient, you can be very incompetent, you can be very bad at the game, but you could be having a lot more fun than someone who's very good at the game. Honestly, oh, I read that. I like Honkai Star Rail synthesized system for mats. Yeah, that one's actually pretty nice. That is pretty nice. I'm an endgame player. I don't care about Primo Gems. I just want to have fun. Exactly. That's where I'm at too. Like I've got tons of characters. Honestly, most of the time I don't even really care that much. I do care about getting some characters. Like I wanted Carrara, but where I'm at, man, if I didn't get Carrara, it would make almost no difference to me. Like it wouldn't affect me at all, because I know I'm gonna get her eventually, and I have so many characters that I need to build already. Like I got tons of stuff to do on my account, and I just don't care about the Primo Gems as much as I care about, you know, enjoying my time with the game. So I would agree with that a lot. I think when you're first getting started with the game, like probably the first year that you play the game continuously, it feels like everything is very important. It feels like every Primo Gem goes to use. It feels like all your resin really matters. But like once you cross a year or two playing the game hardcore, you really don't feel that same pressure. Like I've said this before, it just does not matter if I'm super efficient with farming anymore, because you know, if I let my resin cap, I've got like 12 teams that I can use to clear Abyss. Like I don't care that much about that. Oh wow, it's been 2 hours. That's kind of crazy. Whew. All right. You can't even hear. Wow, you can't even hear my hand rubbing. That's insane. Those mic filters really do the job, huh? More Herta spitting. Herta gonna hurt you. I'm at a point in the game where I can actually say I finished artifact farming. Now I only want fun events. That's awesome. That's awesome. I also feel that way. Like when I farm artifacts, I do it out of like I would say I need a new artifact set for my Dia. But other than that, I'm not hurting on artifacts. Like I don't need to farm artifacts. I just do. You know, it's just something I spend my resin on. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's good once you get to that point in the game. It feels exciting when you first get started and you know, every choice you make matters and your primo gems all matter a lot and everything matters. But it's easier to not feel like you're FOMOing out when you have a really built up account. Like I can miss, if there's an event that I really don't want to do, I'm not going to feel bad about missing it. Or if there's like, you know what I mean? If I don't want to do Abyss, I don't have to feel like, oh no, I'm missing the primo gems. Like I can just be like, oh, whatever. It's fine. And I think that actually feels better for the long term. Like it feels nicer to not have to feel tied to the game as much. The first world problem about being an endgame player is I don't care much for the new units. When you have all the old 4-star C6, why bother with them? I will admit I miss out on the new bosses and stuff. That's true. That's actually another good thing, is that like if you don't pull the new characters, you really don't have much reason to fight the new bosses. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can go fight them, I guess, just to fight them, but it doesn't really provide any value. Well, achievements, actually. There are a lot of, every time they release a new boss, they do release a lot of achievements to go along with the boss. So that is one reason to fight them, if not for the mats. But still, that's not like a massive task. You could probably finish that in an hour if you really put your mind to it. Ugh. Honestly, it feels weird to be free. Stockholm Syndrome is a hell of a drug. Yeah, artifact farming can really feel like that for a while. And I mean, in general, I feel like Genshin does feel like that for the first while. It does feel like you really are like, you're really stuck in there. Oh yeah, hand swishing is a sibilant sound that should be filtered. Good job, equipment. Ooh, that's a fancy technological term that I don't recognize. A sibilant sound. I'm gonna look that up. I don't even think I've ever heard that word before. Oh, wow. Making or characterized by a hissing sound. His sibilant whisper. Sibilant whisper. I like how saying sibilant makes you make a sibilant sound. Like when you're saying sibilant, you are being sibilant. Like sibilant is sibilant. Does that make, you know what I mean? Huh. It honestly feels weird to be free. Stockholm Syndrome is a hell of a drug. What is Stockholm Syndrome? Stockholm Syndrome is when a prisoner, like if you are imprisoned by someone, there's a chance that you end up creating a sometimes when people are kidnapped or when they are taken prisoner by other people, they develop feelings for that person, because that person, even though they are your captor, they also usually end up feeding you. They also usually end up you know, quote unquote taking care of you, even if it's not good. Like, it's not like they're doing a healthy thing for you. They're not doing a good job taking care of you, but still it can create a sense of a feeling of affection towards your captor. It's weird. It's a weird part of human nature, and I think it's mostly just because humans tend to be organizational creatures where we fall into social castes systems really easily, and when someone has asserted themselves as like an authority figure over you, it creates like a natural psychological response where you feel like, even if you're, I don't know how to I don't want to explain it because it's really messy. It's not good. Like, I would never say Stockholm syndrome is a good thing, of course, but it's a sad state of affairs, to be honest. When Fontaine comes out, from where are we going to access it? From Leeway? Yeah. That's an interesting question. I have no idea how it's going to connect to the map. I have no idea. That's going to be really interesting to see. I do think it's north. I think it's like north of Sumeru and west of Leeway. But I think we'll probably be able to access it from both. I'm not sure. Endgame player 2, I really don't need to build new units either, but my level 20 C6 Kave is calling my name. I need to build up Kave too. I got him to like C3 or C4 or something like that. And I loved him in the most recent event in Sumeru. I really liked Kave a lot. That honestly did not care for him much. After playing that event, I was like, yo, he's like one of the coolest characters in this game. He's got a great personality. So, yeah. You think they made a movie about that? Oh. Well, that would probably be pretty interesting to watch. Yeah, like things like Stockholm Syndrome are really hard to explain because they are messy, complicated things. Where, like, obviously, if someone captured you, you would feel mad. You would be very mad about that. But also, there's more going on than just that. They about to make the entrance like Reverse Mountain from One Piece. Oh, I don't know what that is. His hangout was fire. Oh, wait. Which hangout? Wait, what? Oh, Kave's hangout? Oh, wait, he has a hangout? I didn't know he had a hangout. Oh, man, I gotta do that. Oh, man, there's so many hangouts that I have to finish. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's gonna be something for sure. Oh, hey, you know what? I never posted the Discord link. Let me do that real fast. There you go. If any of you have not joined the Discord, please do so. We've got a nice, friendly Genshin community in there. We all like to chat, play Star Rail Genshin, you know, do all the fun stuff. So you're more than welcome to join. I think you have to have 2FA on your account or else you can't get in. But yeah. Kave with the Desert Foxes was so cute. Yes. Yes, he was. Tower Fantasy has an underwater cave that leads to the new area. Maybe something like that. I was wondering about that too. I kind of feel like we might end up like that thing that they showed, the teaser that they showed at the end of the last live stream. I kind of feel like it's sort of hinting that we're going to end up like swimming to Fontaine. Like Fontaine might be underwater or something like that. Or maybe there's just a massive body of water that we have to swim through and we got to go underwater for some, I don't know. But I definitely wonder about that. I've been thinking about that quite a bit. Because it's like there's pretty much two options. Either that's going to be just cinematic and it's going to be like a cutscene, or it's going to be a new exploration area. RIP all the enemies who can't swim. You know, I was actually thinking about that too. Like, I don't know how they're going to do combat underwater. Like, I guess the characters could just like, I don't know. I have no idea. I really maybe there won't, maybe there's just no combat underwater. That's the one thing I thought about. They could just make it so it's only, there's no combat, but I feel like that would kind of make it really boring. Like why would you want to go diving if there's no combat? There's got to be something else that you can do. You know what I mean? I don't know. I really don't know. That's going to be certainly something to keep an eye out for. Like, how would a bow character work? Like, how is Ganyu going to fight underwater? How does that make sense? The new live action Little Mermaid was actually a Fontaine trailer. Oh, hey, Justin. I'm sorry, I didn't see you pop in. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Because like if they add a diving system and they make it so that you can fight underwater, like I almost feel like that would be kind of janky. Like I almost feel like it's like if you're Ayato and you use his skill underwater, it's just gonna look like he's standing. It's just gonna be like the same animations. But I don't know. But then there's like Zhao. Like Zhao can't jump underwater. You know, I'm not really sure. If they made it punishing, like how in Dragon Spine with Freeze, they're incentivized by bringing a pyro unit. It'd be cool if Hydra units let you breathe underwater for that long. Huh. That is interesting. I do think there will be an oxygen mechanic for sure. Like if there's a diving mechanic, they showed parts underwater that are like bubbling. They have like bubbles coming up out of them. In almost every diving situation, in every game that there's diving, if there's bubbles coming up from somewhere, you can like refill your oxygen meter there. So I'm guessing that as we dive around, we're gonna have to like find areas to breathe in order to not drown. But I mean, maybe they could make that really intense so that that's like what you're focused on rather than combat. But I don't know. Speaking of Oceanid, won't Hydro Mimics be native to Fontaine? Oh shit. Yeah. Probably. Yeah, I think they are. I think they are. Let's avoid underwater combat. I have a feeling that it's going to be jacked. I think you mean janky. I'm not sure. Like the old Monster Hunter games. Yes. Oh my gosh, the old Monster Hunter underwater combat was so bad. Oh god, that was so bad. I remember quitting one of the, like I played one of the, I think it was Monster Hunter 3 or something like that. I can't remember. I was playing one of them and one of the bosses was underwater and I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. I quit. It's terrible. Sonic short of breath music PTSD. Oh my god. Literally, actually literally, holy crap. Man, I haven't thought about that in years. That does give you mad anxiety. Oh. Lord, I can already see the consecrated shark. Consecrated sharks. Oh god. Underwater may just have a travel gimmick, like the bird for the desert. That's true. Chemical Zone War flashbacks. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think it would be interesting either way, no matter how they decide to do it. It's just it is interesting. It's hard to figure out where they're gonna take that, really. I mean, I don't know why they would show it if it's just gonna be a cutscene. Like if we're literally just loading into Fontaine, like if we're just swimming there just to, like it's got to be more meaningful. It has to be more meaningful than just like some stupid mechanic that does nothing. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be important if they showed it. That's how I feel. But it also could just be a nod at Fontaine. Like maybe it means nothing. Maybe it's not indicative of anything and it's literally just designed to get us like excited for Fontaine. But Again, I don't know why they would do that. Oh. What if the water levels change? What if it's just gonna be a cutscene? You think so? I'm curious what you guys think. It just seems so random to show. Like, why would they show that if it's just a cutscene? I'm not sure. I don't know. But you could be right. You could be right. I imagine Hydro Archon with Loch Ness as their pet. I bet the Hydro Archon's gonna have some kind of oceanid companion or something. 3.8 live stream should be the stream we get a lot more info, right? Like, won't 3.9 like there won't be a 3.9 and go straight into 4.0 if I'm correct. Probably. Yeah, I mean, that's what they did last time, so I would be willing to believe that that's what they're going to do this time. By the time this patch ends and the next one ends, we will be in August or close to. Yeah, like it'll be pretty much the same time frame that we worked with last time. So, I think you're right. I think 3.8 will be the last patch before Fontaine. But that being said, like, they really didn't give us a lot until, like, with Inazuma, I really don't think that we got a lot until the announcement live stream. Like, I really think they kept everything on the very down low. So I would expect that we might see a little more in the next one. We might get some more, like in 3.8, we will probably get a series of events that hints at a lot of Fontaine things. We'll probably get an event where we learn about the Hydro Archon slightly or something. Like, we'll probably get stuff like that, but I doubt that we're gonna get anything really definitive. You know, in all the time of playing this game, I never saw the cutscene where the traveler drowns. You never drowned? They have rubbed water level changes into the ground. They will do better, they must. That's true. They've done that so many times already. It's just like the environment that they showed in that little teaser looked like an environment. Like, it looked like there was a path. Like, it seems hard to believe that it's gonna be something that we're not gonna like. I think we're gonna explore it. Like, I think it's gonna be. I think diving mechanics will be a part of it. I'm not sure. I don't know. I really don't know. Oh my god, wouldn't that be really annoying though? I just thought of this. It would give them an excuse to have a new set of exploration passives. Like, if we have like an oxygen system for diving, imagine if they made an exploration passive where it's like, you get more oxygen. Congratulations. You can stay underwater for 20% longer. Congratulations. That would be so crappy. I would hate that so much. That would suck. I really hope they don't do that. I could totally see them doing that though. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know. It would be really weird too, because there are so many characters that I don't know how it would work with. Like, if you have Sayu and Karara and Yelan and all these characters with movement skills, not being able to use them underwater would just be so dumb. All the way back in 2.0, there was a visual of the traveler drowning while you ice spoke. Really? There was a visual of the traveler drowning. Do you mean in the quest where you are traveling? Do you mean in Raiden Shogun's quest when you are traveling through the portal? Or do you mean... I don't remember that. Don't do it, Hoyoverse. Hoyoverse, I'ma do it. Maybe a companion that does the underwater stuff. I think that's possible too. Especially considering that we had the pet. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of the pet. What's the name of the new companion that we have that flies around? It starts with an S. Sarush? Is that what it is? Either way, it's possible that we get a companion that can, yeah, Sarush, that can explore the water and we can't. That's possible. But then why did they show the travelers swimming? You know, like, why are we swimming if we can't do that? Version 2.0 trailer. In the 2.0 trailer, there's a short clip of the traveler deep underwater. I think that's probably just a cut scene, like a scene that they cut from one of the Archon quests or something. Interesting. Interesting indeed. You know, overall though, for Fontaine, I really just want to see like a Phoenix Wright style quest line. Like, I would love to see some courtroom theater. Like, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. So when we get to Fontaine, if I don't get if Traveler doesn't literally point and go objection, then I will be so disappointed. I may never recover. Pretty sure they just cut it from the official release. Yeah, probably. It was probably some kind of like emotional moment that just didn't translate well into release. We still have Endora as one of our pets. Greatest time to connect her to our travels. True. An underwater mount would be so cool. Like, I don't know, like a platypus swim super fast around with. That would be so cute. Like a beefed up version of official stories where you have to listen and find the lie. Yes. They actually did that event recently in Sumeru that had a booth where you could do that. Like, that was one of the events they did. I really liked that. I liked that one riddle event. You had to, like, you listen to the stories and you try to decipher the truth. But Official also did have those on the Golden Apple Archipelago. Those were fun too. Yes, something like that. I think that would be fun. And it would probably have good drama and tension to go with it. Inazuma was a harsh time for story development, which is why it turned out the way it did. Yeah, they honestly, like with Inazuma, they had so much ambition, but I just feel like they didn't have, they screwed up the execution. Like, all the ideas in Inazuma, all the story beats, everything they had set up for Inazuma, perfect. I mean, they had such a good setup, and it's really just the execution. I think they took on too much without, like, if they did Inazuma now, I think they would nail it. I think if they did it now, it would be at least twice as good as what we got. The issue, I think, is that they wanted to do what they do now. Like, what they did with Sumeru was amazing. Like, how they had all the characters involved. You explore multiple story beats, multiple subplots, and it all leads up to the big moment. It took lots of time to get there, but it built and built, and the payoff was amazing. I just feel like there was not enough buildup, and so the payoff wasn't as good. And that's Inazuma. Like, they rushed it. That's it. Like, they rushed it, unfortunately. If they had spent more time developing the resistance and developing the tension between the two sides, I think it would have had such a way better payoff. Hey Jess, good morning. I did just tell everyone that we're gonna be uploading the reworked emotes soon, so we will have those up soon. Thank you for doing those. I appreciate you being on top of that. I've just been so busy with house hunting and stuff, I haven't even stopped to think about uploading them for a minute. What did you miss? We've been talking about my ideas. Hello, I'm a bit late. That's okay. I have an idea for future content, and basically my idea is that I'm going to talk about the backstory of like I made those time to waste this thing again. Are you gonna use your member chat? Um, boop. Nice. We love to see it. I was talking about how, yeah, I'm gonna make videos that are basically like about the backstory, but also the personal philosophy of each character. So I can sort of like get into their backstory, but I can also talk about like what people, how they view the world, how they view life, how the events in their life have influenced their views on the world, have informed their views of the world. I do think that that would be really good. I do think it will work out very well. And it'll be exciting. I'll be passionate about it. The only issue is that it's going to take a lot of work. I'm going to have to put a lot more effort into them. I'm going to have to do script writing. I'm going to have to outline the videos. I'm going to have to do research, sources, all that stuff. But I think I'll enjoy it more. Because the past few weeks I've been more consistent, but I've been feeling like not good about myself because I have like the videos I've been putting out suck, frankly. And so, yeah. Also, yeah, it's great to see you, Stev. I still plan on playing Hollow Knight, I promise. I shouldn't have gone into variety content in the first place. I think that was such a mistake. I wanted to change something, and so I was like, oh, I'll just move into variety content. And then after I did that, I realized like I don't have the skills to do this. Like I think I talked about this earlier. If I'm able to do a series about backstories, like, okay, if I make 30 videos about the different philosophies and characters in Genshin, then I can also branch out to variety. I can also do philosophy videos and character videos of other games. But it'll help, like, if I've done it 30 times already for Genshin, a game that I'm really familiar with, a game that I'm very comfortable with, it'll be easier for me to translate the format to other games. The issue is that when I went to variety content, I didn't have a good format. The format that I had was I'm gonna make a video. And so when I transitioned to variety, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even have anything that like it's, yeah. Transition, like if you transition to variety content, you have to do so with a type of content that makes it possible to do that, and I didn't do that. You were at a wedding, your notifications are messed up. Oh wow. I hope that you're having fun. Free food, free cake. Oh yeah. I think that once you've done some Genshin philosophy stuff, it would be fun to see some variety stuff. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Like, and I think that would be a really easy through line. Like those things will connect very easily, but it will take some time for sure. Honestly, I might end up playing Hollow Knight just on my own time. Like I might end up playing it just to play it. I don't know if that would bother you, Steph. I know you wanted to watch me like stream it or something. I could still save it for variety streams sometime. Like we could do Hollow Knight on a Sunday stream sometime or something like that. But I'm really worried about making promises right now because I have not done a good job delivering promises thus far that I've made in the past. And I just want to I really want to figure out how to make this work in a way where like I want to be putting out content I love that people love. That's the nitty gritty of it. Make sure you go in blind. I've never seen anything Hollow Knight. I haven't watched any story. I've never looked up any lore. So yeah, I'm completely blind on it. I haven't seen a dang thing. I probably watched like 30 seconds of gameplay total. Like, you know, when people mention Hollow Knight, they always show like just 30 seconds of him just stabbing or whatever. And it's like, okay. But yeah, no, I'm really blind on that. So it'll all be a surprise. If you'd like, I can let you know what I think about it. Like I can message you and be like, yo, this game is so good. And you know, I bet I'll like it too. Like I love Metroidvania games. So, and I've heard Hollow Knight is like the best Metroidvania game to ever come out, which is, you know. Isn't there a DLC for it? Let me look. Oh, there's an ad playing. I thought there was a isn't there a DLC? Why do I not see a DLC? There are 4, but they are free. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's awesome. Oh my God. It's got 257,000 reviews on Steam. That's a lot. That's a lot of reviews. That's a ton. You could do a flow review dedicated to Stev, our Emperor. I have thought about it. Like, I've thought about doing review content for things. I don't know. I need to find, like, I need I need to find something that works, and I need to get my channel growing. And then after that, I want to work on other stuff. But for now, focusing on the new video content is going to be my primary concern, just because I need my channel to grow, guys. Like, I really need it to grow. If you get stuck on something and don't know how to get past it, just ask me. I've asked YouTube, and then I got spoilers for everything. Oh yeah, that sucks. I tend to not look things up because I like to figure things out on my own. But yeah, no, if I ever get hard stuck and I really can't figure something out, I'll make sure to ask you. And if I do ask you, I want hints. I don't want answers. I like to be nudged in the right direction. I don't like to be told the answer to a problem, because then it just feels bad. But hey, if there's stuff to figure out in the game, like if the game takes a little bit of brain work, then I'm a-okay with that, because I love doing the thinking. I love making the thinking happen. I could review that game. I don't know. I think that, like, if you guys watch certain content creators, I would like to do content like sort of like what like what Moist Critical does or whatever, where he sort of just reviews things, you know. Like I could review things and call it like the flow factor or whatever, you know, but like, oh, does this game have the flow factor, and just review it from that kind of point of view. And I like doing stuff like that. Like, I like giving my opinions about stuff and rambling and talking about things. But yeah, I definitely think that the Genshin content that I'm thinking of doing will do me well. I need to put my heart and soul into it, and I need to iterate on it. Like, I know the first one's not going to do great, but if I keep working on it over time, then I think I can get it to a point where it's like something I'm proud of. The flow factor. Yeah. Yeah, the flow factor. I came up with that all by myself. Oh boy. Oh boy. And you know what? If I'm doing content less often, I could actually have a Patreon incentive. My Patreon members could get early access. I wonder if I can do that for YouTube members too. I think I can release videos for my YouTube members and then release it later for the public. Like, I think I can do that. Like, I could give people early access to my videos for being like a YouTube/Patreon. I don't know how the Patreon side of that would work. I don't know. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Exactly. Okay. Look, I got a burn. You guys see that? Oh, where is it? Yeah. Yeah, you see I got my fire sword out. Got myself a little burn. Did some fire spinning. I'm just kidding. I actually wasn't fire spinning. I was cooking something and I burned myself on my oven. I've only burned myself like once with a fire prop. I burn myself way more often cooking than I do fire spitting. I burn myself on a hot skillet or on the oven, but yeah, there are member only vids for YouTube. Not sure about Patreon. I don't know about Patreon. What I think I could do with Patreon is I can make posts on Patreon. So I think I can post the link to it there. But if you're not a channel member, you might not be able to have access to it. So I'm not sure. I think I might have to upload it. I might have to upload like an unlisted version for Patreon that I could share on Patreon. Maybe. I don't know. I missed the Monster Hunter World stream. It was nice to see someone start from scratch in 2023. Aw. You know, I actually missed that too. I would like to continue that forward. That should be something that I do, for sure. Man, my variety streams have been all over the place. I was doing Monster Hunter for a while, and that was going well. And then Dead Island came out, and I did like one stream of that. And then Tears of the Kingdom came out, and I did one stream of that. And then I missed like 3 variety streams because I've been focusing so much on my videos. And then this is a variety stream technically, but I haven't done any gaming. I was considering playing Tears of the Kingdom tonight, but I decided against it. And you know what? I don't think I really want to play Tears of the Kingdom on stream for now. Like I think what I want to do with Tears of the Kingdom is beat it on my own, get through all the content in the game, and then I'll probably do like someday I'll do like a second playthrough, and on that second playthrough I'll stream the whole thing or something on here or something. I really want to beat the story, and I want to get through the game on my own. That way I can't get spoiled by anything. God, I haven't played the game in like a couple weeks because I've been so busy. Oh, I miss it. Every time I think about it, I want to play it. But yeah, I do also want to play more Monster Hunter World, especially because I was starting to get into Greatsword, and Greatsword was actually pretty dang fun. Yes, we'll go back to that at some point. I promise. I promise. That is a really good variety stream game. Flo hunted down a Jedi, and that's the battle scar. Exactly. I feel you. I'm bad with fire. Yeah, I get burned easily. I'm not careful enough around hot things. It's just like a character flaw of mine. I think it's just that I don't like. I got burned. And, you know, immediately my partner was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I'm like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. And that's probably why I get burned so often, is because I actually don't go out of my way to not burn myself. Like I don't really take a lot of care with it. The oven was like 400 degrees. Of course, I gotta be careful, but meh. My home is heated with a wood stove, and I get drunk a lot. Burns is just a part of my dumb life. Oh, that sounds nice though, having a wood stove. I love the smell of wood fire. Like, There's actually, the house that I'm buying has an actual fireplace. Like the house I'm buying has a real, actual, functional fireplace. I'm gonna use it. Oh, I'm gonna use it. You think I'm not gonna start a fire in my brand new house? That was a weird noise. I apologize to anyone that has mental scarring from that. But yeah, no, I'm excited. It should be a good time. Wait, what am I? Emperor doesn't require setup to do damage. Oh, I just saw your thing. No, I haven't explored Emperor at all. I know Empress is a lot, and that's what I've been playing with. But that's kind of what I like. Like, I like that there's so much to do. Like, doing the stacking mechanic is annoying, but it also feels really good when you hit, like, big damage. Your Lego collection hates your stove. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ow. Ugh. Billy Joel music can be heard in the distance. We did start the fire. So much ash and dust. Oh no. Yeah, I bet that's a pain. Yeah, how is cleaning up with that? Like, is that a pain in the butt? I would imagine that takes quite a bit of maintenance, right? And do you have to do anything other than clean it? Like, do you have to do any actual maintenance on the wood stove, or is it pretty self-reliant? I would imagine that they're pretty sturdy. I mean, it would have to be pretty sturdy, I would assume. Oh, my legs. Oh, I've been sitting for too long. Oh. There we go. There we are. Also, I want to get a standing desk. When I move and get the house, I'm thinking about, because I'll already be spending money, I'm thinking about spending more money to get like one of those sitting standing desks, so that I can like lift the desk up if I feel like standing. I can like put it down if I feel like sitting. Because honestly, even with my kneeling chair, sitting for long hours is just, it's starting to really hurt my body. Like, I don't want to be one of those old people that like has insane chronic pain and they just can't, like, I want to be able to play video games the rest of my life. You know what I mean? And so I don't want to hit a point where like I can't play video games because I'm in too much pain. And I think standing desk would help with that a lot. Standing compared to sitting is insanely good for your health. It's scary how much better it is to stand than sit. From a health perspective, sitting is like, it's kind of, I sit a lot too, so it makes me feel bad to think about. Makes me think of the song Fire, Water, Burn by Bloodhound Gang. Wood stoves are a great, reliable source of heat if they can be tended to 24/7. Right. Like, I would imagine if you have to go out, then you have to like put it out. You can't just leave it burning. So then when you get home, it's probably cold and you have to like take time to get it heated up. It's not like a traditional heating system where you can just have it going. I was considering a wood stove system for like, so before, okay, when I was younger, I designed a tiny home and I was going to build a tiny home and live in one of those, but I realized that I would have to move out of state, and I would have to find property out of state before I built the tiny home. And it turned into it's really complicated. Okay, it's a lot to do, but I did design the entire tiny house, and I was gonna use propane to heat, I think is what I was planning on using. Also playing Genshin 3000. Yes exactly. But yeah, I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, the heating systems. Wow, yes, very interesting heating systems discussion. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that, but there's also this there's this system that you can get. It's called a solar, wait, I think it's called solar heating. It might be called solar panel heating systems. Essentially what it is it's like an insulation box. You put it on the side of your house, and there's solar panels at the top, and the solar panels power a fan. So it's literally just a fan, and then they have like triple insulated glass, and that glass catches UV rays. It catches heat and energy, and then it traps the heat and energy because it's insulated. So it's like it lets heat pass through, but then it traps it, kind of like the greenhouse effect, inside this box on the side of your house. And then the solar panel will turn the fan on, and it pushes the hot air into your house. And I did a lot of research on it, and there were people that were living in like really cold places, and they were able to heat almost their entire tiny home like most of the winter even on an overcast day with solar heating, which is really interesting because it costs nothing other than the installation. You made me think of King of the Hill, propane and propane accessories. Yeah. Yep. But see, like if I did solar heating and then I did propane heating for whenever I needed it, my costs for heating would be like less than $10 a month. Like I would have been spending like less than $10 a month on heating, and that would have been my primary utility. I wouldn't have, if I had if you have a refilling water system, like a water aquifer system essentially, where you collect rainwater and stuff like that, and if you do composting, like compost toilet instead of sewage, if you have no sewage, you have no water, if you do solar panels for your electric, and then you do solar heating with propane add-ons, then you pay nothing in utilities. Like you don't pay for sewage, you don't pay for electric, you don't pay for water, and you don't pay for heating. Now that is called off-grid living. And that's what I planned on doing originally. I wanted to live off-grid because I figured like, well, hey, if I'm just spending nothing to stay alive, then I don't need to make money, because if I'm not making money, it doesn't matter. Like if I make $100 a month and my living expenses, like my utilities are like $10 a month, then that's $90 I can go to food. You know what I mean? But yeah. But yeah. I wonder how much it is to get those solar heating systems. I don't know how much they cost. Been treating this as a podcast, as I read, and just the new cam. It's actually kind of nice. Yeah. I just stood up. My legs were getting sick of my hips. Didn't lie to me. My hips never lie to me. And they told me, hey, you better stand the heck up. You're hurting. So yeah, I wanted to change things a little bit. It's kind of nice that my mic arm reaches up here. Like I don't really have to do anything. It'd be kind of nice if I could get the angle to look good. You don't got those Ganyu hips. Yeah. Ain't nobody got those Ganyu hips. Dang. If you ever choke someone out with your hips. Well, first of all, I don't know how you ended up in that situation in the first place, but second of all. Oh, the stretching feels so good. Oh, my back. Oh. Man, that felt great. That felt great. I just felt the lower sections of my spine explode. Oh, you loved it. You loved it. You love it. It's just so good. Ganyu cosplay. If you get me to like 50,000 subs, I'll do a Ganyu cosplay. You get me the subs, I'll get you the cosplay. You can hold me to that. Oh, there's a lot of dust on my webcam. Hey, it's transactional. Clip that. You can clip that if you want. You can clip it and ship it. Fine with me. If that gets me to 50,000 subs, I'll gladly accept. I'll accept it. Oh, you love when your spine explodes? Me too. Me too. It's a very nice feeling. I try to let it happen on the regular, you know. I try to make a regular thing of letting my spine explode, but it sometimes is very stubborn. It doesn't want to. Ugh. I thought you would prefer a Carrara cosplay than Ganyu. I don't think I care. If I'm gonna cosplay as some random character just to be gender bended, then I don't think it really matters. Hey, Fred.
Come say hi.
He does not like being held, so he's probably gonna run away here in a minute, but oh, he's doing it. He's sniffing my hair. Too much hair. Got all on his face. He was like, "Ooh. How you doing, buddy?" His tail says he's unhappy, but he looks really cozy. I don't know what's going on here. He's slapping his tail around like he's frustrated or like he's irritated with me. But he's just laying there. You can cosplay as Ganyu and Freddy can be Carrara. Perfect. Just get him like a second tail. He's got like a piece of litter on his head. It's like a little speck of litter. Looks content. Look at his little face. Oh, cute little baby. He's still slapping me with his tail. I really don't think he likes this. I think he's annoyed with me. Are you annoyed with me, Fred? You want down? I know my hair is annoying you. You want down, don't you? Okay. You were a good boy. Such a good boy. Ugh. Freddy looks like he just inhaled a kilo of that good catnip. Oh yeah. Clip is pinned. Nice. You can keep it there for posterity. For posterity. Hey, you can't eat first food. Don't eat your food. Have food. This is not your food. Eat your own food. He was eating the other cat's food. He was trying to steal some food. What a jerk. Now he's drinking water. I think I'm gonna start wrapping up here now in a few minutes before someone pops into the stream that hasn't been here yet and makes me feel bad for not continuing to stream. But yeah, we can start wrapping up here. Is that an electric slime plushie? Yes. You never noticed that before? That was a gift. Oops. Do you want to guess who gifted it? Oh. I think you already know. I've only done one gift unwrapping Your cat is in pretend to want attention mode. Oh yes, where they come up to you and they're like, "Please love me," and then you go to love them and they're like, "I don't want that. What are you doing? Get away from me." Why not Geo Slime? Did Haley? Yes, yeah, Haley gave it to me, and I also have, I have that signed, like I have the poster that Haley got. Haley bought a Kazuha poster and got it signed by Mark, and so I have that, and I think there's another piece of art in there too, but I have some stuff that I'm like when I move, I'm gonna get the stuff that Haley got me framed, and then I'm gonna have it hung up, so it'll be nice. Like I'll actually be able to display it. I'll be able to display the few things that I have, and then I'll be able to like having my own streaming room. I'll be able to build it up over time with decorations that I can, you know, I can decorate it how I want. It'll look a lot better than this, that's for sure. Oh, ooh, oh, that was some indigestion. Oh boy. I ordered Mediterranean food earlier, and it was so good. I love falafel. I love falafel so much. And I also love a good shawarma. So good. And it was actually, like, the pita bread was so good. It looked like cooked in house, which is really nice. I love it when things are cooked in house fresh. It makes me happy. I love a good food. Okay. Well, let's start wrapping this up, folks. It's been 3 hours. Holy God. I don't know. I don't even know what we talked about for 3 hours. That's insane. That's a lot. Give Flo Ushi plushie. Oh, that would be nice. I love Ushi. He's cute. Stop. No, you stop. You stop. Yeah. It's been 3 hours. My God, it feels like 1 hour. Really? Well, that's good. I don't know how long it feels like it has been. It's kind of weird when you stream. It feels like you don't really know what's happening. It's like you're like, I have so little perspective on, like, I know once I stop streaming, I'll remember what we talked about throughout the stream. But in the middle of streaming, oh shoot. In the middle of streaming, you don't, it's just like it's hard to think. Welcome back. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it. No, but really, I am gonna start wrapping up stream. It's been about over 3 hours, and yeah. So, if you haven't liked the stream, please do so. That would be great. If you haven't joined Discord, please do so. That would be great. If you would like to support me, the best way, honestly, is by spreading the good word about my content, but also if you wouldn't mind having a channel membership, that is awesome. Helps me out a lot. Most of my money comes from Patreon and memberships. So those are always the things I recommend if you guys feel like supporting me, or like super chats or whatever. But honestly, like, I read chat really well, so don't waste super chats on me. Just get a membership or something. They're pretty cheap. They're really cheap, actually. They're not expensive at all. So yes, that would be great. You're gonna have to watch the VOD. Yes, please do. It was a great stream. I had a great time talking to you all. It was very, I feel great. It's been nice doing these just chatting streams. I feel like I might want to do this more often, to be honest. It's a lot less stressful. A lot less stressful. This feels like a moment of finality. I think you're right. And with that, I'm gonna get out of here. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all so much. I will be back on Tuesday for Genshin. And until next time, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Peace. You are not banned, Stev. You're not banned. You're good. I don't know why I won't let you do the thing, though. Okay, bye.